Welcome to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Braylon Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Passing pattern to Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Where we bring you the best in sports, entertainment, and insight. Join us every weekday from 2 to 4 p.m. as we break down the latest games, analyze the biggest plays, and dive into the hottest topics in sports. We'll have exclusive interviews with your favorite athletes and guests, and you'll get a front row seat to all the action. So tune in to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Got one-on-one going end zone. Edwards in the air. Oh, what a catch by Braylon Edwards. His second touchdown of the game.
On the Woodward Sports Network, where sports comes to life.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Happy Veterans Day to you. Good to be with you on the Braylon Edwards Show. Fantastic stuff as always.
Something about 2 o'clock just lifts me up, man.
Me too. You know, I could be having a really crappy morning, and then I'm like, wait a minute. You know what I got coming up at 2 o'clock? Now Thursdays are better. I'm not gonna lie. You know, if I get a Braylon's breakdown on Thursday, unless he's gonna surprise me today, you know, I'm gonna be pretty happy. But overall, yeah, this is a good time. 2 to 4 is always a good time. I hope it's a good time for you guys as well. Ryan's with us. Kool-Aid is with us. A lot of good discussion today. I'm looking forward to it. Pistons from last night. A lot of football discussion as well. How you doing, my friend?
We're back, ladies and gentlemen. I heard Kool-Aid over there. I couldn't wait. I had to listen to you, Shep. I had to be respectful, but I'm excited. We're back on YouTube. We had a little snafu last week with the AI bots, the new system that YouTube does. They suspended us. We are back. We had to fight for this. It sucks that there's no humans to talk to. Everything is AI. Everything is robots. So the process was tedious, to say the least. It wasn't I that took care of it, though. It was our people here at Woodward Sports, whether it's Easy, Spinny, Boots on Ground.
Stick, all those guys,
Stick, Jesse, everybody. We appreciate it. We're back. I'm excited for everything you said.
When you say we, when you say we, are we? Because we're one big family here, one big team.
Right.
So you mean that. You don't necessarily mean the Braylon Edwards Show.
Yeah, not us.
Sure. Okay.
I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything.
I've done stuff before.
Just keep pushing the envelope.
Yeah, not quite to that extent.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily do anything. But, Shep, I just want to say, happy Veterans Day to all the veterans.
Yeah, thank you for doing that.
100%, man. My mother's father, my grandfather was a veteran. So was my uncle, my stepfather's brother, man. So rest
Did you
in
get a chance
peace
to talk to them much about it?
I pray. And when I talk to them in my prayers, they're both no longer with us. But
okay. So you never knew them growing up?
I knew my uncle.
Okay.
I knew Uncle Ronnie. Uncle Ronnie passed away, I want to say, 8-9 years ago.
Okay.
And somewhere between.
So had a chance to hear some stories.
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
I got a chance to spend time with him. Once he moved back from California, he was full of story, full of knowledge.
Good.
He's a super sharp individual. He and my father. So love them. Happy Veterans Day to anyone you may have, as well as Kool-Aid, as well as Ryan. Also my mother. My mother's father served in World War in Vietnam.
Wow. Yeah, I think it's such an important day. I wish it was longer, quite honestly. But they've been celebrating it since 1954. I think it deserves a lot of recognition. My father was in World War II, so but he never told a lot of stories about it because he saw a lot of bad stuff. Okay, so he never wanted to talk about it. I had a class in high school called World War II.
Excuse me, World War II.
World War II.
That's why you got it.
That's right.
I
didn't want to correct
Thanks
you.
for not busting my bubble.
That's okay. So he was in World War II, and I had a class specifically World War II. And our final project was to find a veteran and interview them and write a paper. So I said to my dad, sheepishly, can I talk to you? My dad says, we're going to do this, but we're going to do it once.
Yeah.
I'm never going to talk about it again. He did not want to talk about it. He was a boxing champion on his ship. He saw some really bad stuff. A lot of people died. A lot of friends of his passed because of it. So, the American flag, our country, the rights for people, all very, very important to him.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. So I'm glad you acknowledged the show and started that way. I hope if there are anybody who is associated with a veteran out there, thanks them. I know Veterans Day. I know what it's about.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, I know what it's about. I make sure not that I'm a pat on the back guy, but I make sure every time I see, first of all, a police officer, a firefighter, and a veteran, I say thank you because they don't know they're coming home at night. So that's the bottom line, and I think they deserve it, and they sure don't get paid like it.
How I've always felt about wars is it doesn't matter what the politics involved, what the war is, it's the individuals that chose to go over. Mm-hmm. The individuals, regardless of what the politics were, regardless of what it was, regardless of what that side was, they still chose. These individuals, these ladies, these men, They chose to put their life on the line. They chose to go over and fight for the freedoms that we have. So that is the part where I'm just like you, always have to say appreciate your service.
Yeah, thank you. I think it's awesome. My brother was in the Gulf War, so he was in the Marines, and my father was in the Navy. So it kind of runs deep with us. My father passed a long time ago. I have all his papers from when he was, and he fudged his papers, quite honestly. He took his birth certificate. He was 17 at the time. He changed it so he was 18 so he could be drafted.
That's the difference about that time period, man. World War I, World War II, even Vietnam, man. That's when individuals were like, no, I have to get to this war. I have to fight for my country. I have to put it on the line because I got guys next door to me. If they're fighting, why can't I fight?
Right.
And that's how it was back then, 100%.
And think about the athletes who've done this. And
I'm not going
to take credit for him. And Braylon's the one who deserves the credit. I mean, let's bring up some of these pictures and some of the guys you want to recognize. You got a couple of pages, and I've got one as well. So let's take people through these, even though you and I both know who they are.
So first and foremost, all these players are athletes. Most of them will be older because back then it's what you had to do. You're talking about Vietnam. You're talking about World War II, World War I. They stopped the flow of sports. A lot of these individuals chose to go. So that's what it was then. Now, not so much. Guys are making $57 million. They're probably not going to go over to whatever war we have. But back then, you got Ted Williams. Ted Williams, one of the greatest hitters, if not the greatest hitter of all time. Marine Corps pilot in both World War II and the Korean War, flying 39 combat missions in Korea. Jackie Robinson, everybody knows him as 42, Mr. 42. Well, he wasn't just a football player at UCLA. He wasn't just a baseball player for the Los Angeles Dodgers, but back then, the Brooklyn Dodgers. U.S. Army second lieutenant during World War II, was court-martialed and later honorably discharged for refusing to move to the back of a segregated bus.
He was also a track star at UCLA.
He was. I didn't realize he was such an athlete until you know, nowadays they have access to old reels and they can make them new and update the imaging. He was a beast that you said in a football field.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Like he could have played in the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
He was amazing.
Yeah.
He was somewhere between like a Gale Sayers and Jim Brown in terms of the type of back he was. Smaller, faster, like a but yeah, he was.
It's a good example right there. Yeah. Brown was a punishing back. I don't know if I don't know if Jackie Robinson was. I just know.
Like Gale a little bit.
From an athletic standpoint, it was like, you kidding me? Come on.
Joe Louis, at one point the greatest heavyweight of all time. It's since been changed, but he's a boxer. You know that for most.
You can still make that case. You can still make that case.
You could.
For the Brown Bomber?
The Brown Bomber down the street. You know what the fist is.
Get the fist? Absolutely.
You know what the fist is Joe Louis, ladies and gentlemen. Most notably, he beat Max Schmeling in the rematch in Germany, of all places.
And was a gentleman about it.
He was.
Okay.
He was very polite the whole time.
It
wasn't so much on the other side.
Yeah, he didn't need to smack talk.
Yeah. Oh, by the way,
he didn't need to self-promote.
He flew all the way to Germany to do it in the first round.
Right. Just to beat his ass.
First round, ladies and gentlemen.
Bring it. Yeah.
Pat Tillman. Everybody knows who Pat Tillman is. He's one of the more recent military armed forces that we've had. 100%. We know what happened to him. Rest in peace.
Friendly fire, man. Friendly fire.
Yeah, that's the part. And the thing about it, like now we have access to all information. So we would have found that out right away. They didn't tell us that for like 5 years.
I know.
Like the friendly fire,
Sneaky
we found that
sons
out
of,
like 5, 6, 7 years
yeah,
later.
yeah.
I remember that. It was crazy. Anyway,
the trust is limited, man. The trust is limited with some of the stuff. Yeah.
He's a Ranger in the Army. If you know anything about Rangers, they are true badasses.
Yeah.
Roger Staubach, Hall of Famer, number 12, 2 Super Bowl titles. Also, Army is where he played his games at West Point.
Navy.
Excuse me.
He was in Navy. Yep. And won the Heisman Trophy. Can I just say one thing about Ted Williams real quick? You know, we talk about missing certain seasons. Ted Williams missed when he was age 24, 25, and 26. Okay,
Prime.
That I mean, we're talking about the prime of his career. When he left, when he enlisted, he finished second in the MVP to Joe DiMaggio because he had hit 400.
And guess who's on this list? Joe's on here too.
Right. But that year, remember, he had hit 406 2 years prior, finished second in the MVP. Next year, led the league in just about every significant category, finished second again. Then he goes away for age 24, 25, 26, comes back, wins the MVP. After missing 3 years, that dude hit 342 and won the MVP. Unbelievable.
Missed 3 years in his prime, still played 19 seasons.
Missed 3 years of his prime, still hit 521 home runs. still missed 3 years of his prime, still holds the all-time record for on-base percentage.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Go ahead.
100%. Second page. Got a couple more notables. There you go. Let's go to the guy in the left corner. He's one of my favorite. I watched the Yogi Berra documentary on Netflix. Like, Yogi's just a guy you like because he's who you want to be. Yogi is so unassuming. He's so unopposing. He's the nicest guy ever. But then when you look at the resume and you realize what he was as a player, the MVPs, the numbers, the stats don't match the humility when it comes to Yogi Berra.
He won 13 championships.
You would never know it.
Think about that for a minute.
You would never know it.
When you talk about two of the greatest players of all time in their respective sports, him and Bill Russell.
Him and Bill, that's it.
That's it. I mean, 13 championships in baseball. That's unbelievable.
He's got
and they
one
played
more
154
than
games back then.
Bill's got, what, 12?
Yeah, well, one is a player coach. Who cares?
He's got 13. That's
He's got
insane.
13. Yeah.
Who were they playing baseball against back then?
I don't know. Who was Bill Russell playing against?
Plumbers.
I don't care if they're electricians or
it doesn't
plumbers.
matter.
He's still winning,
Championship.
man. Okay? Yeah, he's going up against Will Chamberlain.
He's knocking Will down
I
every single
know.
time. That had to suck
That is unbelievable.
to be one of those players where it's like, all right, I'm going against it. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
It's like going against Jordan. Or it's like the guys that had to go against insert Tom Brady. The guys you just can't get. Patrick Mahomes now-ish until last season.
Yeah, if those guys were mic'd up back then, they're going, I see ghosts way back in the day. Right?
Hey.
Sam Darnold.
They literally were seeing ghosts.
Oh, wow. Wow.
You know what? All right, here we go. Let's go to Rocky Bleier. Pittsburgh Steelers Rocky Bleier. Most notably, he was the Thunder and Lightning 2. Franco Harris in the Hall of Fame. Rest in peace. Rocky Bleier was a monster on that field.
Yeah,
he doesn't get the
he went
credit.
to Notre Dame. Franco Harris went to Penn State. He was a monster. He was not supposed to play football again because part of his foot was blown off.
Yeah.
So people didn't think he would do it, and you know what? He said, screw you, I am going to do it. God love him. Yeah, he's not a Hall of Famer, but he won 4 Super Bowls with the Steelers. They loved him.
Yeah.
He did
He's
everything.
a Hall of Famer in Pittsburgh. He has one of those type of careers where, like, when it was over, he never had to leave, and he never had to buy a meal, buy a drink, pay taxes.
Well said.
Like, he puts – I'm joking.
No,
put
you're
himself
right,
in
though.
a situation 100%. Sometimes to be a Hall of Famer in that town, that's all that matters.
You know what he is?
Yeah.
He's Darren McCarty.
Oh, that's a good
He's
one.
Darren McCarty in Detroit.
Man, that's a good one.
Okay, McCarty's got 4 rings.
Mayor of Hockey
Okay,
Town.
mayor of
Wasn't
Hockey
necessarily
Town. Played a certain role and embraced it, and everybody loved him for it. Unselfish. That dude's the same way.
You know
Shout
what?
out to
Kudos. That is a hell of a comparison. I like that. And then in my Avery Johnson voice, in the top right corner, we got the Admiral. I passed the ball to the Admiral. David Robinson. Never liked him.
Oh, I loved
He
him.
was too corny.
Oh, he was one of the
You gotta
nicest
think,
people you ever meet.
I grew up in the 90s. Like, this is when rap is taking off.
Yeah, I get it.
East Coast, West Coast,
loved
NWA. Like, this is the energy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 10, 11, 12, 13 years old. He was a cornball that went to the Navy. I ain't nobody cheering for you. Now, also, this insert Shaq is now a center. So, like, Shaq comes in the league in 92.
Yeah.
And it's David Robinson and him got beef. I'm not siding with this guy.
Yeah, I was because I wanted those biceps. I don't know if I mean, talk about being cut. That
got
dude,
like the Giannis body.
that dude, and I was gonna say Mel Gray. Mel Gray was
Ooh,
he was absolutely
Kick
yoked.
returner?
Yeah, kick returner. Played for the
you know
Lions
what?
and the Saints, and
The Oilers.
and the Oilers.
The
Yeah.
Houston Oilers. I love Mel Gray.
So you got Ted Williams, a duplicate here. That's fine. Okay, Ted Williams down here.
Everybody knows who that is.
Joe DiMaggio. Yeah.
That's Marilyn Monroe's squeeze.
That's the guy who had a coffee maker named after him.
He was cold.
Yeah.
Joey D he's about that life. But no, this is some good representation of athletes that chose to also serve their country. So, get you a couple names, get you some pictures.
Well done. I like
some
it.
stories.
I added to it. Most of the ones I said are exactly with you.
Roberto.
So I've got Hank Greenberg. Obviously, he's a Tiger. Jackie Robinson went through a really tough time because
That's
of the
a
color
clean
of his
picture.
skin. Hank Greenberg went through a tough time because of his
he's
religion.
Jewish.
Right. They were actually close. Jackie Robinson credits Hank Greenberg for helping him through some of those difficult times, which we can all learn from today. It's like my friend always says. How do you? It's barely. It's nothing. It's the skin tone. That's it. We're both bleeding the same way. It's ridiculous. But anyway, he was just a phenomenal player. He's one of the greatest Tigers of all time. He's the best first baseman the Tigers have ever had. Okay, and he was a true champion and missed some of his greatest years in his career. All right,
That's a great pose, by the way.
It is a great pose. Yeah, he's a badass. I mean, he was up there running missions.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not messing with that dude. Nor were you messing with Chuck Bednarik. So Chuck Bednarik went on 30 missions in World War II.
He looked like he went on 30 missions.
He does, yeah, doesn't he?
He looked like he went on
30 missions. He was an 8-time Pro Bowler and a 6-time All-Pro. Roberto Clemente spent 10 years. 10 years, okay? This dude is one of the greatest defensive players and offensive players taken way too early when he was on a mission to help those who were less fortunate. Died in a plane accident. We all know that. Okay, but he was also a military man, as was Rocky Marciano, which I think a lot of people that might surprise some people.
He beat Joe Lewis's ass.
That's what I think.
Joe Lewis, 105 years old.
Rocky Marciano.
Rocky, well, he's
coming to America.
I don't remember that.
That's a bit from Coming to America.
Oh, I was gonna say you had me there. Okay,
Arsenio and the.
He said, "Man,
when you're talking
175 years old, man."
When you're talking about Joe Lewis, I was kind of cracking up. That's what I immediately
100%.
thought
I knew
of.
it was coming because I knew he had Rocky Marciano on there.
Change the name to the Three Buttses.
All right.
You ain't never met no Martin Luther King.
I did. I said, Dr. King. He punched me in the stomach right there. I'm not lying.
You guys got to keep going.
Give it up for Randall.
You got to keep going, man. This could go all night long. This is really
Coming
good.
to America is one of those cult classic movies that everybody can quote. You see instantly, like Ryan's 18 years old. Okay, I had to downplay it for the joke.
Yeah.
Ryan's 22 and he instantly started talking about the movie. It's one of those cult classics.
My dad showed me it about 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, your dad
It's a great movie.
Your dad's
got a good dad, man.
You know, I like your dad too. I'm glad you're willing to watch some of those old movies.
Oh, it was great.
A lot of my kids won't watch them. They just don't think they're funny.
My sister, who was probably 16 or 15 when we started watching it,
getting terrible.
she loves it. And she actually has a Randy Watson t-shirt. Like, we got her for Christmas.
I believe the children are our future. Thank you. Teach them willing.
Good,
Let
terrible.
them lead.
We're just going to do the whole movie here.
So them hearts on the other side.
So let me finish this real quick. Greenberg, by the way, was the first American League player to register. Willie Mays, of course. Willie Mays is just an amazing human, an amazing player.
Is he top 3 or top 5?
Oh, I don't think so.
top
It depends on who you're talking to.
I'm talking to you.
If you talk to my father, he's absolutely
Number 1.
okay. He always thought Ted Williams was, but Willie Mays, he's 1B. Okay, I suppose that's what it would be.
666.
Yeah. So when you're a 24-time All-Star and you got 12 Gold Gloves and you're a 2-time MVP and you hit 660 homers, well, whatever. And then I think this guy right here, who I have is Stan Musial. He's probably the most. I've said this about Hank Aaron too. I think they're the 2 of the most underrated players of all time. He truly is one of the greatest hitters of all time. 3 MVPs, 3 of them. Okay, that's impressive. 331 for his career, 475 homers. Was in the Navy, stationed in Pearl Harbor, and won the Medal of Freedom. Okay,
What's crazy about Henry
2010.
Aaron, not to cut you off, just kind of growing up, because I actually spent time in Georgia growing up. Spent 5 years in Georgia. Obviously, it's a big thing. Outside of the home run record, this is just me. Outside of the home run record, they don't really talk about Hank Aaron and like what he did on the
When you say
field.
they, who's they? Can you explain that for me?
Like the same people that talk about Roberto Clemente or Willie Mays or the individuals, the analysts, the annals, the writers, these names you know. Hank Aaron you know. But all you know about Hank, he had 700 and blah, blah home runs.
Right.
He broke the record. They don't talk about his play on the field. They don't talk about his bat. Was he a controlling bat like a Tony Gwynn? Was he just a home run hitter? They don't talk about the defensive side of things. They don't talk about anything but he had the home run record. He broke Ray Ruth's home run record.
Yeah, so 755. I would say stop listening to those people because they don't know what they're talking about. He was an over 300 hitter for his career.
Yeah,
so people look at the power for sure, and he's got a record that will never be broken, and that is the RBIs. I think.
I think he didn't win.
Oh, he didn't win. He didn't. Oh, his teams.
Yes,
is what you're saying. Oh. Well, look, I suppose you could say that. I mean, they did win one World Series with him. I mean, I don't know how many times you have to win in order for people to put you in the conversation. So
I'm trying to figure it out. That's all.
Yeah, I would say I don't know exactly the World Series. It was the late 50s, so bear with me. But he's an MVP. He's a 25-time All-Star. He did win 2 batting titles, and I think people forget that. All right, they think, 755. They think of RBIs, his slugging and everything else, but they forget he was an unbelievable hitter, and he did win Gold Gloves. Okay, he won 3 Gold Gloves. Now he's not Roberto Clemente and Al Kaline and Ken Griffey Jr. Nor is he Andrew Jones. No one ever claimed he was, but he won 3 Gold Gloves. If you are looking for the greatest offensive and defensive right fielder of all time, Henry Aaron has to be in your conversation. It doesn't make any sense that you're not. When you have those numbers and a guy could still field and had a hell of an arm. I don't know if it was Jesse Barfield or Dave Parker or Dwight Evans' arm, but when you put all his offensive stuff with that type of defense, he was unbelievable. So my point was Stan Musial, same way. Yeah. Those 2 guys are 2 of the most underrated players of all time. I like it. I'm sorry, I get a little. I get a little crazy when it comes to certain players and certain great players like Henry Aaron, because you're right. Baseball. When baseball. When people start to tell me about, this is how great this guy is, I have a hard time with some of the people consider great today if that is what great was then. Yeah. That's all. Fair. So that's the debate. All right? So thank you to all those of you who had veterans in your lives. I hope you remember them fondly. I hope you are out there thanking the servicemen and women for allowing us to live in the greatest nation in the world. When we come back, we're going to dive into some Pistons talk.
Ooh.
Wait, did you hear that? I heard a screech.
Did it come from the right over here?
It was it was pretty special. I think it was, this is going to sound strange, I think it's one of the better wins they've had all season long. We'll explain when we come back after this from Ben Johnson.
I almost jinxed it too. I was like, of course I'm not going to see them play the Wizards. And then, oh boy, it went to
overtime. Well, they always win when you're out there.
But I wasn't going to see the Wizards. I didn't know I needed to. But now I know. Hey, look, you guys play the Wizards next time, your boy will be in the building.
You're off to see the Wizard. There you go.
The wonderful Wizard of Detroit, Kay Cunningham. Corporations, government, even your insurance company will do whatever it takes to minimize your liability and withhold your compensation. Basically trying to leave you holding the bag. That's not happening. Not on our watch. Not with Ben Johnson Law. He is the fighter. So let him fight for you. Go to VinFights.com. They have all the information, everything that you need about his firm. But what you will see is whether it's a settlement or a verdict, he's going to get you the decision, the case that you want, that you need, and that you deserve. Ben Johnson, let him fight for you.
Where are you going to watch the next Lions game? Sunday Night Football. Dun, 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 dun. Where are you going to watch that? You're going to be watching it at Art and Jake's. And here's what you're going to do. You're going to be in there. You're going to have some great food in front of you. Some of it you see on the screen right there. You're going to look at a possible 1 of 22 beers on draft, and you're going to look at 80 screens of television greatness that's going to have sports on all night. And you're going to see Jahmyr Gibbs wearing number 0 in Philadelphia with the Lions going up against the Eagles. And you're going to recognize this dude since 2000, before turning 24 years old, has 41 touchdowns. Nobody's close, okay?
I only had 40 in my career.
40 touchdowns before he's turned 24. Can I put that in perspective real quick? Rob Gronkowski had 38.
That's a power stat.
Okay? You like that? You like that? In the words of Kirk Cousins, you like that? I really like Art and Jake's. Check it out. Thank you. They've got a lot of really good deals going on. Monday nights, Wednesday nights, you name it. They've got it at Art and Jake's Sports Bar and Grill. 6 locations throughout the state of Michigan. Check it out today. It's good food and a really good drink.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new face. New focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is important. In fact, it's so important that there's no judgment here. You come on out, start your journey with Planet Fitness, where there's trainers on staff as well as gyms that are squeaky clean. And then also, too, it's just a good vibe. It's a good time. Mental health, physical health, extremely important, and they understand that at Planet Fitness. With over 50 locations in the great state of Michigan, it's the gym for you. And then also, don't forget, any Planet Fitness that you go into, you get a chance to go get 2 tickets to Lions games at home coming up. So the next Lions game at the crib, you want to be in attendance, go to Planet Fitness, jump into the registration, and see if you win. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
That's against the Giants, too. And what people are going to be doing, they're going to be partying outside Ford Field in a couple of weeks. And they're going to be in Eastern Market. And you know what they're going to be drinking? Sun Cruiser vodka iced tea. I don't know if they're going to be streaking yet, but it could be. I mean, we're all going. We're all going, right? But real vodka, real iced tea, just 100 calories and 4.5% alcohol. It is so smooth. It is so crisp. And it is so tasty. Try it at the next tailgate, at the next couch gate for Sunday night this season. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser and Woodward Sports, and please drink responsibly.
I can't take this game.
This game. Five, 4. Oh,
that's Kool-Aid production, by the way.
First of all, I've never ever heard Kool-Aid count down that loud. 5, 4. Oh, you was excited over there.
I forgot this one was on.
You were excited over there, man.
Hey, let's rock, man.
Well, go ahead, Kool-Aid, dive into it.
Yeah, listen, people were leaving. This was a situation where the fans were like, "Yo, they've mailed it in 3 games in 4 nights. They did not believe that this was a win." I may or may not have changed my record in my article, and then I had to go back.
You didn't think it was a win either. You didn't think and that's okay, by the way. Down 13 in the 4th, it's okay.
Last couple years, these are games that we saw them drop. That was a straight up character kind of gut check win. Your rotation is decimated. You're relying on players that have primarily been in the G League.
But that's the key. That right there. It's okay to think, okay, this, first of all, the schedule loss, right, Kool-Aid? Tough to do this.
Yeah.
It is.
It looked like a schedule loss.
Okay, it's not a baseball schedule, but it's still a tough schedule. Okay, number one. Number two, the fact that they were depleted. I mean, they just signed they went back and got Wendell Moore Jr., and he was on the freaking bench. Yeah. Okay?
They looked like the Lions last year.
It looked like the Lions in the secondary against Tampa.
Yeah, that too.
So the Legion of whom?
Yeah, the Legion of whom. And look, I'll be the first to admit, when you see a guy miss 41 shots, I mean, that's a lot, right? That wasn't 41, but when you
46,
he took 46.
Oh yeah,
right.
45, yeah.
But when he missed as many shots as he did, and he missed a lot of shots, the most of any one player since the merger in 1976-77. That's a lot. But A, he had to take them, and B, God love him for still shooting. Who else you going to give it to, right? So I think Cade Cunningham was simply spectacular last night. There's only one other player in NBA history to put up that line.
MJ.
And I give him you know what else I loved about it? He only had 2 turns.
Yeah.
Okay. So
that's been big for you.
That has been really, really important. And Jalen Duren, God love him. Yeah. Right? I mean, he was good too. Should have made that free throw to make it 20 points, but whatever. He's improved his free throw shooting at almost 81%. I think it's their best win because of all those circles. Look, I don't give a crap that Washington's 1-9 now 1-10. Okay, C.J. McCollum had 42.
Piston killer for his whole career.
That team, that Washington team, felt like they had it. Detroit never gave in, and that can be contagious. Awesome stuff.
Yeah, what I'm appreciative about the win last night is it's not so much about the shots. I'm not looking at it like I will look at Mike Helms for Oakland. You remember Mike? I went to high school with Mike Helms, so yeah, Mike Helms led the nation.
What a pull! Hey, that's a great pull, dude.
Mike Helms led the nation in scoring 2 years in a row. He was shooting 50 shots a night. This is around the time of AI as well. But it's
That's
everything
awesome.
that you said, 100%. He had to take those shots. He had to stay the course. He had to be the guy that this team could look to and say, look, our leader hasn't given up. Our fierce leaders out there putting it all on the line. I don't care if I just got here today. I'm going to put it on the line because I'm going to follow that guy that Kool-Aid says is going to be MVP someday, and I'm starting to believe him more and more. It's a great win. Like, it doesn't matter. You know, I was coming in here ready to cook. I was ready to cook both of y'all for talking. It's the Wizards. It's the Wizards. Like, what are they doing with the Wizards?
Keep it real, Bray. I respect it.
100%. But when you dive into what this win was, when you actually look behind the curtain, let me see what this game was like. It's more than just playing against the Washington Wizards. It is a game in which you could have lost because of the mitigating factors, but guys not being out there, new guys on the team, and just being – it's one of those games. It happens in the NBA like it happens in baseball. But they didn't lose. Like
and there will be
Kool-Aid
more.
It will.
There's going to be more, and that's okay. They may not win them all. But that is a tough win to come out of because they looked – you were there. They looked a little tired. That's okay. I'm not
They've been
on
a roll. There's 7 wins in a row.
Hell yeah, man. I mean –
it gets tiring. It gets taxing. It's mentally – it's mental. We talk about Planet Fitness, mental, physical.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's mental.
Another
it's
team's
physical.
waiting for you.
You're tired. You're beat down, and you still got to go out there and perform. Yeah. And it's a night game. You got to be able to get up at night. That's what I've always respected about that craft.
Yeah.
Is to get up at night all the time. Like, it's a little easier to play at 1, 3:30.
You're right.
Out the way,
get that heartbeat going, and then it stops, and then comes back again.
Imagine if we had to play Monday Night Football every single time we played a game. All 16 games of Monday Night Football. Or it's at night when you waiting all day to play a game. But anyway, I digress. It was a really good win. It was a Washington Wizards, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and you guys talk about that shooting from Cade Cunningham and 46 shot attempts, missed 31. He joined some company with Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant as players under 24 to have the stat lines that they did with the amount of misses that they did too. But you look at Cade Cunningham after that hit from Whitmore in the air. They just deemed it a hard foul. You know what? We thought it was a little bit more to it, but for the NBA that we asked for, we're like, okay. And we saw him get up and try and grit it off and walk off. He kind of stopped around half court and just bellied over. And you could hear everything go silent, and then the crowd start chanting MVP.
Did that piss you? That pissed me off. Okay.
And the way he stood over him, man.
Yeah.
It's just like,
so I'm glad you brought that up because that's what I have in my rundown. I thought my favorite part of the game, even if they would have lost, I wrote it down. Cam Whitmore, with 4.5 left to go in the fourth, knocks Cade Cunningham down right along the baseline.
Yep.
Pulls his shirt up, like, I don't know if he's pulling out of his shorts or what. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean, okay? Like, Cade Cunningham's going to be intimidated by Cam flipping Whitmore, okay, who had 20 points. Cade Cunningham, after that point, after the 4.5 minutes, he had 17 points, 4 boards, 2 assists, a steal, and a block. In other words, I had almost as many points after you did that, mother trucker, than you did the entire 24 minutes on the floor.
Yeah, but I'm not going to be so mad at that. I'm actually happy that he was stupid enough to incite Cade because let's not act like Cade didn't do that a couple nights ago when he dunked on him. He lifted his shirt up and did it. It comes with the game.
Okay.
And he did, like, Cade did the same exact thing when he dunked on Andre Drummond the other night. It's fun. It's a part of the territory. But just know when you do it to Cade isn't going to get back at you with dumb stuff, petty stuff, get in your face and figure it out. Cade will get back at you where it matters, and that's in the stat book and the W column.
Yeah, he doesn't play for the Washington Commanders.
Not at all.
He's not swinging.
That's how you want to play it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's fine.
He's done that a couple times this year, too.
Yeah.
What was the one he got blocked and came back with a 3?
Man,
Kelly Oubre. He just talked about it yesterday. He came back to back.
Yeah.
3 plays.
Made 3 buckets in a row, and Kelly Oubre said, damn, maybe I should shut my mouth.
I'd rather that than, and
this
is my player, and we will talk about him today, and players that, well, we'll tease that later. Brian Branch. Like, that's what Brian Branch. Hey, pay attention. Start learning that way. You don't have to pay. You don't have to feed into everything that happens. You play 17 games. You play playoffs. You don't feed in everything. You see K's all right, cool. This is how you want to play. You want to talk stuff. You want to do a little extra. Cool. Get him back where it matters. Brian, go out there and knock somebody's head off the right way. Go out there and get a pick 6. Play like you played last game because you played well. Yeah. But that's how you do it. You don't have to feed into. You don't have to be one of the guys who does all this.
So the story, there's no question that the story is Jake. I get it. Okay, when you put together a stat line, especially if it's not like he's not like he's playing on the floor. But my problem with the overall theme is that I think we're losing sight how good Jalen Duren is becoming. Okay, and how he's improved his game.
Did you say $30 million?
Well, so that's where I was going. I'm glad you're reading my mind here. That means we've got good synergy here. Yeah. As much as we in the media talk about are the Tigers going to sign Tarek Skubal, how come we're not talking about the Pistons signing Jalen Duren?
Because I think people aren't necessarily still fully tapped into what the Pistons are doing. They're starting to, and I know it still sucks because of what they did last year, but I think people are starting to tap in, but they're watching Kate. They're not watching what Jalen Duren is doing.
Right. And
Jalen Duren is playing some basketball. This is what we wanted to see. This is what you talked about. You want the shot selection to be a little bit better. You want his bag to extend a little bit. And he's shown you that and he's been consistent. Like we would see a couple games like this last year. We saw a game or two like this the year before that. But now it's back-to-back. Now it's, hey, no. Okay, I got you down here. I'll help you. You know, Cade did his thing. Bless his soul. He did all that. He had to shoot all those shots. But this goes back to the conversation we talked about. Jaden Ivey is necessary. Jaden Ivey is necessary because Cade can't keep this up.
You're right.
For the whole season.
They miss him in a game like
that. As amazing as it was last night to watch, I don't want Cade to have to do this every single night because he is going to get worn down and the body does wear out. The body wears out when you're the only guy. So Jaden, I want to see what that looks like because if we can get a guy to help Cade, he's capable of this. Now you get a guy to help him and what Duren is doing. You're already in first place. Now it gets a little bit better. It gets a little more consistent.
Yeah, and then you get Duncan Robinson, who's been a little bit better over the last week and a half.
Chemistry takes a second.
Yeah, no question. Yeah. How you fit into a team's offense, how you read off people, I don't think there's any doubt about that. But to do what they did last night without Marcus Sasser, without Jaden Ivey, without Isaiah Stewart, without Karis LeVert, without Tobias Harris.
Who the hell played?
Exactly.
Who the hell played?
Exactly.
Bobby Klintman. Dennis Jenkins, shout out. Javante Green.
Klintman played like eight minutes.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Jenkins he had 24 points in like 34 minutes. Right? That's a career high.
Yeah, I've been telling people since he was drafted.
Mike James played. Mike James, a really good play by Mike James.
Rodney Stuckey.
Rodney Stuckey fouled out. Yeah, that's a good one. And Corleone Young made a quick appearance.
I think Bobby Sura got some minutes last night.
Did you take it back?
The former Florida State Seminole. Well played, Bobby Sura.
I'm not going to lie. Like, Bobby Sura was one of those players, when I see him on the TV if he's part of the game, I'm like, hey, kudos to Bobby. Because he could jump. He was in the dunk contest. Come
on, be honest, because he's a white guy trying to do that stuff.
Well, back then, yeah.
He was just a vibe,
Like, if I'm being honest, like, players that were like that, you were like, Bobby Shore was one. Like, Brent Berry was one. Dan Marley was one. Like, cats for you, like.
Jason Williams is one.
Chris Mullins. Yeah. Chris Mullins, I don't care what you say. Chris Mullins is a brother. I don't care what you say. Chris Mullins talks more stuff. He talked more stuff than Mark Jackson.
Dude, Larry Bird's the closest brother there is. He's the closest white brother there is, period.
Attitude, yes. The way he talked, Chris Mullins. Chris Mullins was my guy.
Well, from what people told me,
Bird was the one that said, he said, look, man, I just want to let you know, you got this white boy on you, man. That's real disrespectful. Like, he said that. I love Bird. Larry Legend.
You ever hear the Craig Hodges story about the first ever three-point contest?
Oh, when he walked in there?
When Larry Bird walks in, he goes, who's finishing second?
Did you hear what Bird said?
And then he would go up to somebody and goes, not you. You're going to be spent by the last ball in the rack. Not you, blah, 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 blah.
Did you hear what Bird said, his mindset on that moment? Bird said, he said it was quiet as hell in there. He said, I walked into a funeral. He said, so that was his way of trying to lighten it up. And the interviewer was like, you're Larry Bird. That didn't light anything. You scared the hell out of everybody in that locker room.
And he did it in a warm-up, didn't he?
Yeah,
he did.
He didn't take his warm-up off.
He did.
That's crazy.
He didn't have the best. Like, he didn't have the best round too. Like, if you look at it, he had to make.
Craig Hodges had the best round,
and then he had the best round in the semis.
Yeah,
and Bird only won with it was 16 or 15. It wasn't a high score, but he won.
Yeah,
it's Bird.
He was a bad man. There's no question about it. Anyway, so really good game for Detroit. really good run that they've been on. I don't know this for a fact, but my hope is J.B. Bickerstaff gave him today off, and deservedly so. And a really good job. We probably don't talk about this nearly enough either, but a really good job by Bickerstaff and his staff to kind of parcel out who fits where and how many minutes they're going to get. Cade Cunningham right now is second, I believe, to Luka Doncic in the league in minutes played. I would like to see Jalen Duren's minutes go up a little bit.
33.
So we'll see. I'd like to see him around 30. I think he's right around 27 and a half, 28 or so. So I'd like to see those go up. And I love how he's expanded his game. So it's a lot of positivity there. Lions in first place, Pistons in first place. Red Wings were playing well until they've lost 3 straight. So there's a lot of good vibes going on, man. I mean, hell, Michigan basketball plays tonight against Wake Forest. They're in the top 10,
country.
right?
6.
Are they 6 or 7? 6. Michigan State's coming off a win over Arkansas. Michigan hockey and Michigan State hockey are both really good right now. Michigan football is ranked as well. So there's a lot of things that are fun that we're able to follow.
Yeah, I was with the young man for the Michigan Wolverines hockey team. He got drafted this past year, 24th. I want to say, I can't think of his name. It'll come to me. But the Pistons, I lost it. I was about to jump in and interrupt, but
no, that's okay. The Pistons in general, I think, has been a heartwarming story. The expectations, I think you and I talked about this before the season. The expectations, everything for me comes back to expectations. What are you thinking this team is capable of? Kool-Aid, what did we say? Top 4 in the East. Remember, we wanted to give the Cavs a lot of credit because of what they did a year ago, winning 64 games. And then it was the Knicks, begrudgingly. And somebody said Orlando, Kool-Aid. Orlando, I really like what Orlando's done, right?
Yeah.
How's that looking right now?
Struggling.
Not good.
Yeah. Not as good. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was talking to Jared Jack, who's on that staff.
Yeah.
Jared Jack, a friend of mine. We overlapped, same years. He was 02, I was 01. Great dude. He loves the game. Basketball players, I don't want to get into that. But anyway, Jared Jack loves this team, and the reason why he says is this team listens. Ryan, you were talking about having a conversation earlier about people listening. They listen. They're sponges. Like when they hang on every word. They say, hey, look, we want you guys to come in on an off day. Which is not. They don't have to ask guys. They don't have to elaborate. They don't have to explain to guys, hey, this is why we want to do this. Guys are there. And K sets the tone. Anything that they do, anything extra, anything that they need, maybe help with the team, K is the first one there. So when you're leader, when you're star, when the big guy is there, you don't have excuses. Like when I was playing football for the Jets, I remember we had this involuntary meeting type deal. It was what do you call it? Voluntary meeting. LaDainian Tomlinson was emailing guys hey, you guys are gonna be at this meeting. Yeah, I'm like, I hadn't planned on going, but if LT is telling me I gotta go, I'm going to the meeting. So I think it's the same thing. That's how you have to win. That's how they love the game of basketball. They love getting better at the game of basketball. And to your point, you got to tip your cap to J.B. Bickerstaff and his staff because they found a way to make it fun, but at the same time, they're getting a lot out of these guys.
There are 2 moments that I think has really convinced or kind of galvanized how I felt about this team. One was last year. I don't know exactly the game, but Ron Holland had lost his mind for a moment on the floor. And Cade Cunningham literally grabbed him by the jersey and pulled him into the team huddle in so many words, saying, this is not how you handle things. Right. You understand? You've got to stay under control. We need you on the floor. You want to be on the floor? Yeah. Shut the blank up. Get over here on the bench. There's no one getting in a fist fight in the middle of the court. So that's number one. And I thought, you know what? Cade Cunningham's ability to grow as a leader is on display right now.
You know what happened? That moment is born out of that moment with Beef Stew and LeBron.
It could be
100% because that happened a couple years prior, and then Cade saw that. Yeah. That was an ugly look. Mm-hmm. It was an ugly look all the way around. Like LeBron is that 100%, and we know who he is. He inside the right with his soft self, but however, it didn't look good. He's bleeding. He's running around looking like a man untamed. And I think for Cade, I saw that once. I don't want that to be my team again. That was a hell of a job.
Yeah, good. Yeah. That's a good memory. And then earlier this year, Jalen Duren got in the face of Asar Thompson. Kool-Aid remembers this over a missed defensive assignment. I think it was against Orlando. Kool-Aid, correct me.
Yeah.
It was against Orlando. It was down low. Mm-hmm. They exchanged some words. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way. I mean, we all do that. There's nothing. Guys can take that stuff,
Yeah.
okay? Professional athletes can take. You've had your ass chewed out on a pretty regular basis by certain coaches and even teammates, and you're still standing. You're fine, okay?
Yeah.
You have high expectations for your show. That's fine. Jalen Duren did the same thing with Asar Thompson. They got over to the bench after they had their say toward one another. They shook hands. They went out there, and they beat the hell out of the Magic. Those are two galvanizing moments that I've noticed that I'm not talking about guys shooting, having certain shots, grabbing certain rebounds, playing certain defense. I'm talking about communication and holding each other accountable.
Yeah.
Really important.
Yeah, accountability is that's how you get better. You don't think in those locker rooms right now in Detroit, I saw Detroit, in Allen Park, you don't think when Tate Ratledge and Glasgow miss a block, you don't think the big fella 50 years, like, hey, that's unacceptable.
Right.
I won't play that here. You don't think when, even though he's dropping passes right now, you don't think when someone drops a pass, Amon-Ra St. Brown's, hey, look, let's jump on even if it's himself. Hey, we got to jump on the jug machine. It's 206 here. Today we're going to do 250. You self-police. You get better. When you don't address an issue, that issue, it happens again, and then it becomes habitual. That's not what you want. Like teams that win, have success, they stay away from the habitual MAs.
Love that, man.
Yeah.
Kool-Aid, anything else that maybe we've glossed over or didn't recognize from last night while you were watching that game in an incredible
We didn't talk
comeback?
about Cade enough.
No, I think that you guys, you went in the right direction when you talk about a Jalen Duren. And you talk about the makeup of this team under a guy like J.B. Bickerstaff. With Cleveland, we saw him take that team from kind of pups, not a lot of winning, to very hard-nosed, play hard every single game. And that's what we said of this Detroit Pistons team. I like the fact that their identity now is starting to get set, that no matter who's on the court, you're starting to see them with that grit, with that hustle, with that fight, and it's giving them a chance to win these games.
Cool. Let me ask you this first, and then Shep, I want you to answer as well. J.B. Bickerstaff, when we first got here, it was kind of like, is he a temporary coach? We know he works well with the younger players. He built the program up a little bit, and then maybe you bring in somebody else. Just watching it, it's legitimately a 1 year plus, however many games it's been, 10 snapshot. Is J.B. Bickerstaff the long-term plan for the Detroit Pistons, or is it even fair to ask that question?
Man, with all the hoops I've been around, the coaches I've been around, camps I've been in, from Penny Hardaway to Steve Francis, as soon as I heard this guy speak, and Leslie Hunter, Basketball Planet, got to shout him out. As soon as I heard this guy speak, the first press conference, like being able to talk to him, ask questions and such, shout out to Rob Beard, it was like, yo, this guy's a coach's coach. And then when you heard the players instantly say things like, players who've been in the league for a few years already say things like, now we finally understand the game. Oh, we feel like we know where to be on the court. Then when you're looking, you see, wow, they're making wholesale upgrades, changes that generally take some players years to make. We're seeing Duren make it in the offseason. I do believe that has a lot to do with who J.B. Bickerstaff is as a coach, and I kind of knew that right away. Like, this guy is going to be one of the ones you probably want to lock down. I didn't see it before, I have to admit that. But when I actually got to talk to him and everything, I was like, he's that deal.
Yeah, I look, oftentimes, I use practices as a way to judge coaches. I'm not saying Kool-Aid did this, but press conferences, oftentimes, I don't give a crap about press conferences. I really don't, because there's plenty of guys who win press conferences and then they end up crap in the bed. One of the things I've noticed about his practices, and I've been fortunate to be on game day shoot-arounds too, is that he allows other coaches to coach. I think that shows a mindset of security and a willingness to let others help. I think he's got excellent communication skills. I think in a day and age where all our attention spans are limited, he understands that and gets his players in front of the film, gets the film done quickly, gets them out on the floor. Everyone's involved, everyone's talking, everyone's communicating with one another, everyone's shouting things out, and then he gets them off. He respects their time, and he knows that he has set a certain expectation for this team. And I think, now, does that mean he's long-term? Look, I thought Tom Thibodeau was a really good coach. I really did. Okay, I thought he was good, and he didn't last in Minnesota. He didn't last in New York. I don't know. Mike Brown. How does he hang around as long as he does? Every coach, we all know this, has a shelf life.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure about that, but I do know for this team right now, I think he's the perfect coach, and
that's a bar.
I think he does a really good job of getting the most out of younger players. And can those younger players still stay committed to a guy like that? I hope they can. I think they should. I think he's done a hell of a job. And to his credit, he brought on members for his staff. You mentioned a friend of yours, Jared Jack. I mean, those guys have a lot of coaching experience under their belt.
Yeah, Jared Jack could be a head coach in this league, and already.
Yeah, Luke Walton's been a coach. I mean, those are important guys to have on your staff.
Outside of being a coach, Luke Walton, we know his resume. We know where he's been, who he's been around, and how he was able to have success. Like, that stuff carries weight. Because what happens with young players, Shep, they ask questions. And the fastest way to connect to the younger generation, if they want to ask questions about playing with Shaq and playing with Kobe and what it's like, the fastest and quickest thing you do, Kobe worked his ass off. Like, these things that I'm telling you, this comes from Mamba. Like Jalen Duren, when I'm telling you things in the post or little tidbits I'm giving, I saw Shaq work on this. Now, you may not believe it because Shaq don't put in that work, but realistically, though, those are the conversations, and that's a connecting point for Luke Walton. His knowledge, he doesn't even have to do that, but the knowledge, you add that, cats listen, man.
Luke Walton was such a subtle, good hire. I said it when they first signed him, and I was down at Summer League. In the media bathroom, and I was sitting there, and I looked behind me. I'm like, whoa, that's a talk. Well, that's just Luke Walton. It was just like, hey, and we got to talk for a while. And offensively, I think that he was really, really good for J.B. Bickerstaff, because one of the things they talked about in Cleveland was J.B. Bickerstaff, is he able to make the adjustments offensively? And with Luke Walton, I've seen some things end of games that are a little bit different than what we've seen prior. And I think that speaks to JB, like Dan Campbell. He's not afraid of innovation. He's not afraid of input. He's not bigger than any one person. He's not the smartest guy in the room.
He's not afraid to let somebody else do their job. I mean, that's why he's brought them on. That's why he's brought them on staff, right? Yeah. I had a conversation. I don't know if you guys know who Pat Frischweiler is, but he was a former assistant coach for the Red Wings. He's now the head coach at Western Michigan Hockey. They won the national championship last year. And I remember asking him a question.
Kazoo?
Yeah, Kazoo. I remember asking him a question. When you were an assistant with the Red Wings, what would make a professional listen to you when you haven't played at their level? Okay? And he said, I know that in order for me to get to Braylon Edwards, I have to make it impactful. Like you brought up some guys earlier about, hey, listen, this is coming from Mamba. This is coming from Kobe Bryant. You have to respect their time and make the point clear right away. Yeah. They want the example. I don't need to sit there and regale you with all these stories. I'm going to tell you what I see, how I think you can be better and make you successful, and then work on doing that with you. It's as simple as that. Now, sometimes the message can be a little bit more complex, but the timing and everything else, I think that's really important. I think that's what J.B. Bickerstaff does.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think they're a great staff, and you saw what they were able to do last night. There's no way you can do what you did last year, go 14-44 with that team, if you don't know what you're doing. If you don't have a staff, like it's not about just you. You can be the greatest head coach of all time, but if you don't have a staff that can help you translate that message and can do things that you can't get to all 13 all the time.
Nope.
Like, so they got a staff that helps out, man, and you can see it. It's fun to watch.
It is. It's a lot of fun to watch, and it's not college. No. College players look at college coaches,
father figures,
or as somebody who stands in their way of getting to the NBA. Okay. I have to tolerate you because in order for me to get to where I want to go, you're in my way.
Football and basketball are very different.
Very different.
Because I went to the football thing, and you're absolutely correct. Like, just let me do what I do on this court for 32 games and let me get out of your hair.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So that's how they see it. So they'll sit through the long film sessions. They'll sit through the screaming sessions and the constant drawing on the board and so on and so forth. When they get to the NBA, it's a little different. Now, I'm not saying that J.B. Bickerstaff or any NBA coach just rolls out the basketballs. I'm not naive to think that at all. But he does allow his guys to play. Yeah. And I think that creates a trust and an appreciation for one another's talents.
Facts.
Yeah. So, really good stuff. Lucky to have him as a coach here in Detroit. Yeah. When we come back, some thoughts on last night's Monday Night Football. We said this the other day. There's a lot of warts on a lot of different teams. Maybe there's a team or two that we saw some new warts from last night. We'll get to that on the Braylon Edwards Show after this from Sharon's Heating and Cooling and Smoothie King.
You know what time it is. My favorite day of the week will get moved to Thursday this week. We will do Smoothie King High School Athlete of the Week Thursday instead of Friday. But I want to give you a chance to be part of something, man. And it is indeed our Smoothie King High School Athlete of the Week program. It's all about recognizing student athletes in Southeast Michigan who bring hustle, leadership, and a big impact to their community. Every Friday, once again, it'll be Thursday this week, we do a shout-out, a standout athlete. We do it here on the show, and at the end of the 12-week period, we'll get all the winners to come together for a live on-air interview and have some fun and kick it with that, man. Look, Smoothie King also wants you to know that they have new ingredients, the best ingredients, because they're fresh ingredients, real fruit, real protein, real nutrients to give you that type of refuel, recharge that you need. Tap in, I promise you. Scan this QR code also to nominate your high school athlete of the week.
You got to be tapped in for your home right now because it's getting cold, man. So we want to keep you warm. Sharon's Heating and Air Conditioning want to do the exact same thing. For over 40 years, they've been providing reliable service and treating customers like family. Go to their website, sharonsheating.com, and you can see all the possible purchase items you can collect. Online filter purchasing directly from their website. Free instant estimates for equipment replacement. Go to their website. And get this, DTE gas customers get a free furnace tune-up through the end of 2025. It's Sharon's Heating and Air Conditioning. Give them a call today, 734-238-3805. That's 734-238-3805. Or scan the QR code right there on the screen and tell them the Braylon Edwards Show sent you.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shep Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. Every Sunday, there's only one place to get all your kneecapping, hard-hitting Detroit Lions coverage. Start your Sunday with the Lions Weekly Report with Broder and Terry Foster. Then, the Lions pregame show with Neil Rule and Sean Baligian. At kickoff, keep it locked in for all the emotions of the game with a live watch party with the heavyweights. Then, recap the game with the Lions postgame show with Anson. Game days, there's no other place to be than Woodward Sports. Live all game day. Go Lions.
Outkick Your Coverage is back. It's year 3 of celebrating ugly guys with hot girls. Shout out to my guy Stick. He loves this competition every year. And you know what? Every year we've made sure that people have gotten tickets to go and see the Detroit Lions. Woodward Sports and Sharon's Heating and Air Conditioning, they want to reward you for outkicking your coverage. That's right. If your significant other is hotter than you, then you could win tickets to the Detroit versus New York football game on November 23rd. So find the best pick of her with the average looking one of you and post it on your X or Instagram. These are the rules, all right? Make sure to tag at Woodward Sports and use the hashtag Woodward Outkick to make your entry. We will announce a winner on Friday, November 21st. Then you and your much better looking lady will get tickets to watch Dan Campbell and the Kneecappers inside of Ford Field. So find the best pick of her with the worst pick of you and show us all how you outkicked your coverage from Woodward Sports, Sharon's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Caesars Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of us here at Woodward Sports. Head over there, scan that QR code or enter code Woodward1000. If you enter code Woodward1000, you will be able to get your first deposit back if that bet does not hit. Minimum bet of $20, maximum bet of $1,000. Head over to Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of us here at Woodward Sports.
And we bet.
Somebody in the chats, when we were talking about Jalen Duren, they're like, God, he's only 21. That's unbelievable. He turns 22 a week from today. That's still unbelievable.
I remember the whole passport snafu when he was 17. Like, and they were going to play in Toronto. I remember he had to get the passport expedited, the whole 9 yards, and like he had to have a parent or them do it because he was only 17 at the time. It's like 17. That's what Kobe was drafted in 17, wasn't he?
Yeah, that dude he's a monster,
and
he is such a big dude, man. I love him. I'm glad he's a Piston. I think it's really good stuff. I hope we are talking more about that. I get it. Okay, you're right. He is the Robin to someone's Batman, as we mentioned yesterday. It's not a knock, but not many people are talking about it. Anyway,
we should be talking about.
We should be talking. I wanted to dive into Monday Night Football and try to get your thoughts on it, but there's some breaking news, Kool-Aid, that we have regarding a Detroit Lion. Can you and Ryan feed us a little bit on that?
Yeah, you know what? Deron Payne actually posted to his Instagram footage from Sunday night that clearly, allegedly, shows Amon-Ra St. Brown throwing the first punch with the referee standing right there. That was why he said he actually did what he did to Amon-Ra. And there's a speculation that the NFL is going to look into it and potentially levy some type of punishment against Amon-Ra.
Oh, I don't think there'll be any speculation. They're going to look at it.
Yeah,
there's no question. They're going to look at it. The question remains: will it be just a fine? Do you think, or do you think it will be a suspension for the game Sunday night against Philly?
Well, let's see. Let's see what the play is. I have to see the action.
So this one is in slow-mo, but watch the right hand, right arm of Amon-Ra.
I see it sticking out right now. See his hand sticking out.
Yeah, he's right in front of the ref.
All right, and
yeah, a little bit of a forearm shimmy there, huh?
Yeah, he hit his face mask too.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you see a referee coming in on the left side. No, not the referee, but you see an official.
Ironically, like both refs turn away right as it's happening. So like they're there, but neither one of them is looking.
Yeah. So the back judge is headed that way,
and then
right?
This judge is looking at
the linesman's headed this way, but you got somebody coming in from the left side. Watch, play it if you can, Ryan. Not that this is a Braylon breakdown, but still. Watch this one coming in, and he sees it right there.
Oh.
Okay? And he goes right after Amon-Ra.
Oh, he threw another punch.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he did. Watch.
Wait. Amon-Ra gave him 2 biscuits?
There's the forearm, right? Does he throw another one?
Oh, yeah, he does. Right here, he's about to throw a punch.
Oh,
so that's the actual punch. The first one is him and him.
We did get a Braylon break.
Bro, he gave him a wing and a drumstick.
They're both the players are throwing their arms up.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big fella, Kinlaw. He has his arm up. Okay. Amon-Ra has his arm up, and I see. Watch, arm up, arm up.
So Payne blocks that one.
Right, he blocks.
I get it.
Now watch.
Okay.
As the ref comes up. That's a punch.
That's the one you're talking about.
Yeah, he'll be suspended.
You're right. That's it. That's
because
the one.
It's two.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's two. You see the ref come up. There's one where it's kind of like a little bump with both guys, and then you see him after it throw a punch.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, like in my experience, like this is a punch, and punches get suspensions.
Okay, so let's try to separate it. We all love Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah.
We all love the Lions.
Man.
We respect them. Let's separate ourselves.
Like,
that happens to your guy. You want him gone. Am I wrong?
Yes.
No, wait a minute.
Man,
Deron Payne
does this. I know you're right.
Well,
You
Deron
do
Payne got ejected from the game.
Right.
And rightfully so. This went unfiltered
Yeah.
until now, until the Braylon Edwards show.
Yeah. Y'all make us have to be more fair with ourselves. More honest. Honest.
I would expect him,
Yep.
if I were the opposition, I would expect him to be suspended for the game against Philly.
Now I have another question.
Okay.
Now I have another question.
I like questions.
And I love Amon-Ra St. Brown, but let's have a question. This is a different season for him.
In what way?
He's got 3 drops in 3 games, pressing, and now he's throwing punches. And this was a delay. This is a punching where you had a little back and forth, which is cool. It's football. Hey, he threw a little thing. You threw a little chicken wing. You waited, and then you threw an actual punch. Like, what is going on with Amon-Ra St. Brown right now in his mental? Because 3 games, it's not 3 drops on the season. It's 3 drops on the season in the last 3 games in a row. And they're drops into which these are easy catches for him. Everybody drops passes. Hell, I had drops. It is what it is.
You sure?
But 100% I am. Like 1 year, it was, it is what it is.
I didn't have a drop in intramural flag football, by the way. Just pointing out.
Braylon just got to look down. All right, let me grab a glass of water here.
Yeah, it's because you play with Nerf football. But anyway. But he's the leader.
Yeah.
Like, he's been the leader of this offense for the last 3-4 years. He's been one of the staples for the last 4 or 5 years. Like, he's one of the guys, whenever we talk about what the identity of the Lions are, whenever we talk about who the leaders are, whenever we talk about the Cade Cunninghams, the guy you point to, that's number 14. Like, this is unacceptable, because if I'm going to go off on Brian Branch for his consistent things, like, this is something I just want to know, and this is a fair question. What's going on with Amon-Ra St. Brown? Is he unhappy with Johnny Moe? As we saw, Johnny Moe lost his job. Dan Campbell's now the play caller. Was it that? Is it something else going on? Because to have this moment on top of a drop last week, on top of a drop the week before that, he's a different type of person. And if this was anybody else, maybe I wouldn't. If this was A.J. Brown, I wouldn't say anything. Because if this is A.J. Brown, this makes sense. This tracks. But this isn't A.J. Brown. This is a player who we hold in a different esteem. This is a player that has shown us he deserves to be treated in different esteem. So if he deserves to be treated in different esteem, I have to look at this differently.
Well, what have you noticed anything that it would cause some alarm for Amon-Ra St. Brown? Because I really haven't. I mean, I watch his podcast a little bit, and he seems like the same jovial, fun-loving guy, right? His numbers are in line. Last year he had 73 catches. Right now he's got 37 catches on the season, or 64 catches, on the season. 37 first downs. He's got 64 rocks so far. He had 115 last year, so he's about in line with where he's at. It's not a huge difference there. Why would he be unhappy?
Because he had 3 drops last year, 2 drops the year before that, 2 drops the year before that, 1 drop the year before that. Now he has 3 in 8 games and 3 in the last 3 games, on top of throwing a punch to a dude that, by the way, is 325 pounds. And you double back with the punch.
Yeah.
Like, you threw a chicken wing, and then that wasn't enough. He said something that got under your feelings, or you felt like you can get away with the punch, which you did temporarily, and then you threw a punch. I can't not look at things like that.
Yeah, I think it's worth noting. I give him credit for throwing a punch, quite honestly, because he's surrounded by Washington Commanders. There's no big boy there to help him out. He's got 4 guys around him. He could easily be jumped.
It's usually the stuff we jump on as fans.
I'm not
see our guys with the toughest, but you don't want to see yourself get suspended.
No, rewind that. Like, him throwing a punch for sure. Like, I give him credit for that. But when you looking and you see, look at who he saw to the right, big 69. Look who he's to the next big Iowa, big country.
But they're walking away. They're walking away. I'm not sure he's taking them.
But you see them in the peripheral.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like you were on an island and you went to dance.
Well, that's true, but Payne is blocking out Ratledge. Those are 2 big men right there. I hear what you're saying. Yeah, I'm exaggerating. I'm just laughing it off.
I know
a little
you
bit,
are. He knows who's right there. Like, you know.
Yeah, you'll get protection from your boys. There's no doubt about that. But this is troubling. It's troubling. I mean, if you're without him, suddenly they're going to use Isaac Tesla. What does that take away from them? If indeed he does get suspended, I don't want to jump the gun here, but I do believe he should be suspended for throwing the punch.
100%. Let me say it a different way so people can catch on to it. If this was Jameson Williams, you would be tearing his ass up right now.
You're right.
If this was J-Mo, the conversations wouldn't stop. This is another thing and another thing in line with this, and oh my God, and this, why are you throwing a punch? It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I don't understand why football players throw punches. But because it's Amon-Ra St. Brown, it's like, it's cool, which I also get, but that's what he's given himself. Because he's been such a great player, and a great teammate, and a great leader, and all the things. But this is unacceptable.
And because we like him. Look, let me call myself out. Last year, I was pissed. DJ Moore, I had him on my fantasy team, but DJ Moore literally ran off the field during a play because he wasn't involved. You remember it, okay?
100%.
Sunday, Minnesota, Justin Jefferson, J.J. McCarthy, 9, the alter ego, throws an interception downfield. Yeah. Justin Jefferson could have just sat down, had tea, and watched the guy run away from him. The dude just ran, and Justin Jefferson didn't even chase him, didn't even go after him. Barely made a move toward him, just watched him like this.
Yeah.
And I like Justin Jefferson a lot. To me, that's unacceptable. Just because you're one of the best wide receivers in the league doesn't mean you can't be called out. And just because he's one of the most productive Lions receivers we've seen here behind Calvin Johnson and behind Herman Moore doesn't mean he can't be called out and punished either.
Yeah, like that sucks.
That's a selfish play. Now, it's easy for me to say because he's not chirping in my face.
Right, and you don't know what was said,
Right.
and if it was something about it gets chippy in there. Like, listen, I've been in those spaces. They talk about moms, wives, but everything is on limits when you get in this space a lot of times. And sometimes, you're 25, 26, 27, somebody say something like, your girl or this, that, and the third. Like, what? Who you mad? So you can 100%, but it still doesn't change the fact that it's unacceptable. Because if Amon-Ra St. Brown is not in the starting lineup Sunday Night Football in Philly against the Philadelphia Eagles, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
That's going to be a problem.
And I keep thinking the entire time, every time I see the Lions passing game, I think of windows. When you always talk, and I don't mean windows for winning. Braylon told us last week, Amon-Ra St. Brown needs a window. Jameson Williams needs a window. Well, guess what? Without that guy, how does that change for Jared Goff?
Maybe I can finally get my 50-50 ball.
Yeah. Isaac Tesla. And there's going to be a lot more Sam Laporta and who knows, Brock Wright, more Jahmyr Gibbs out of the backfield, which I love. But love the shallow crossing routes by Jameson Williams. But Philly's going to be ready for that stuff.
All that sounds good, and it's absolutely what they would have to do. And you're going to have to make the game plan around it. 14 is one of them ones.
There's a reason he's a 1.
14 is one of those ones, man. Like, he understands the offense as good as Jared Goff.
It's a big blow, isn't it?
That's a different when you understand the offense like the quarterback. You're really you can do whatever you want to on that field because you stay within the timing. You stay within the rules and the concepts of the game. So not having him out there, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying that will be a blow.
Yeah, that's a big blow. We'll get to your thoughts in the chat, and Kool-Aid will be happy to share those with us.
It's not like they showed me a ton yesterday, but,
Yeah.
Yep.
Last night I was thinking
some super chats in as well.
Okay, let's get to those. I do. Can I just get Braylon's thoughts on last night real quick? Because to his credit, Jalen picked Green Bay to win the division. I think they're a good football team. But the other day, but last week on Friday when we were making our NFL picks, you said something that rings in the back of my mind. I don't believe in Jordan Love. Those were your exact words.
I don't.
Okay. Which confused me because why would you pick Green Bay if that were the case? But whatever. Let's not digress there. Right. Last night, while he's playing, and in the middle of the third quarter, he's got 87 yards passing, I'm thinking to myself exactly what you said on Friday. The warts for every team have been, we've talked about them.
Yeah.
With Green Bay last night and Philadelphia, I thought Jalen Phillips was the best player on the field. When you looked at that, do those teams look like they're the best team in the NFC, either one of those teams, or is it because of how good their defense was?
So the conversation with Jordan Love as it relates to not trusting him, look, there's a lot of quarterbacks that I don't trust, but they're on teams where they can get the job done. Jalen Hurts is one of those type guys. Jalen Hurts is a guy where I don't trust him completely, but the team that he's played on, the defense that he's had, the offensive line that he's had, and when he's had specific play callers, whether it was Kellen Moore or whether it was Shane Steichen, it looked amazing. Okay. I still necessarily trust him. Same with Jordan Love. Like,
what does it take for a quarterback to earn your trust?
Like, Dak Prescott to me is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. Like, in the same division, he's a better quarterback. But I definitely would take I would take the Philadelphia Eagles over any version of the Dallas Cowboys over the last 4 or 5 years.
Okay,
that's kind of more so what I meant by that.
Okay,
you said to get my trust, be consistent. Like, a 6-year quarterback in the league, still shuffling in the pocket, still having bad technique, bad mechanics, not being able to get rid of the ball and pass the line of scrimmage when you're getting out of the pocket trying to throw the ball away.
Not being super accurate.
Yeah, 100%, things like that. Watching the game last night, we talked about it. Tucker Kraft was my fantasy tight end. This is not about fantasy. This is just the truth. He's one of the best tight ends in the game currently. 8 games, 6 touchdowns. He's accounted for 41% of Green Bay's offense. Him not out there, I knew what it was going to look like because they still don't have a number 1 wide receiver, and he got banged up, which is Romeo Doubs. Matt Golden was out of the game. They didn't have enough firepower to win. The Eagles defense is good enough to where they were going to give them enough opportunities to eventually – the Eagles have better players currently on that team. They have Devontae Smith, who scored a touchdown. You still have A.J. Brown, whether you throw him the ball or not. You have Dallas Goedert. You still have Saquon Barkley. And you still have Jalen Hurts, who can rush the ball. At least I thought he could run the ball a little bit. So it was only a matter of time. before Green Bay just had enough, and then the Eagles won that game.
Yeah, was not a great game. I love defense.
I didn't have either one of those in the top 5. Like when we talked about teams yesterday,
I know
the
you
Eagles,
did. Yep,
I know. They were down that list.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to your list this week, quite honestly.
That list is crazy.
Yeah, a scoreless tie in the first half, first time that's happened since 2009.
Side note, when they put that stat up there, it said 2009, and it said Browns, Ravens. You know me, I'm in my head like, was I part of that?
I was thinking.
Luckily, I was not. I got traded.
I was thinking the same thing.
Traded.
I was thinking the same thing because I said literally out loud while I'm on my computer watching it, thinking to myself, if Braylon's part of that team, and I went immediately to Pro Football Reference, if Braylon's part of that team, he's going to hear about this tomorrow.
But you know why it was 0-0? Because Braylon wasn't part of that team. Hello.
By the way, we were talking about Amon-Ra St. Brown earlier, in case you missed it. The video that we just showed in slow motion. Throwing the punch at Deron Payne. He was the first one to throw the punch. You would expect him to be suspended. He's played in 87% of Detroit's offensive snaps this year. 87%. Now remember, they put some of the backups in last week, so that's part of the percentage. So overall, my guess is, if they're playing overall, he's playing well over 90% of the snaps.
And that's
first team.
And that's one of the things, man. Like, he is the focal point, or one of the main focal points. Like, for much you said about Jahmyr Gibbs in the running game, I would say the majority of the offensive plan is Amon-Ra St. Brown mixed in with what they're going to do behind it.
Okay, so let me ask you this, and then we'll get to some super chats. We heard at the beginning of the season, we heard during training camp, that Jahmyr Gibbs might be flexed more often.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we haven't quite seen that as much as I thought we would. Not that I expected, 40 snaps a game. I just thought I'd see it a little bit more. If Amon-Ra St. Brown is out, Isaac TeSlaa does not play the same position. You can explain those different wide receiver positions better than anybody.
Khalif probably plays it the best.
I was just going to ask you.
Yeah,
Okay,
Khalif will probably be the best in terms of the motioning, the things that he does, the inside slot routes, the inside square routes, basic routes, if you will, excuse me.
Okay.
The inside basics, the deep overs and things he does. Khalif will probably handle some of that. And then,
good blocking wide receiver too. Not as good as Amon-Ra St. Brown, but good enough.
He is a good. He loves to stick his head up in there.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if you want to try some of that stuff, I would lean on what does the David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs package look like? We saw a little bit of that, didn't have any success. What does that look like early on? I think that will be something different that the Eagles haven't seen, and I think this is the game the Eagles have been waiting for.
Could you envision Gibbs playing a little bit of that, or is that too? Okay,
100%.
Good.
Because now Dan is the one calling plays. At least he's taking the advices and then saying this is the one that I want to call. But Dan understands what the concept was before the season.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that's why he took over also, is because they had a plan going into the season, and then Johnny Moe couldn't execute that plan. And I think Dan is now – I like what we were talking about in May. Mm-hmm. I like what we were thinking about in July. I like what we were practicing in August. Where the F is that at?
Yeah.
So I think you'll see a lot more of that.
Love that. Kool-Aid, how about some super chats?
Hey, shout out to the people. They're ecstatic that we're back on YouTube, and
so are we.
The very first super chat that came
Appreciate
out.
You guys
thank you for being with us. By the way,
God,
I know it was frustrating for all of us, and I mean this sincerely. Whether you like me or not, whether you like us or not, thank you for being part of it. You make this show go. So go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to. But Labarney says he sends in a $9.99 super chat, #1 crown amongst our top fans. Shout out for finally being back. And he puts 3 flame emojis, man. Greg in the chat, he's somebody who's followed me on Woodward Pistons for a while. He says, Kool-Aid been so positive. Love you. You know what? Love you too, Greg. Thank you for supporting the show and for sending in the super chat.
I don't know you, but you seem very nice, so I like you.
He's one of our regulars.
Say love. Go ahead.
You just did.
Let me see. The B... Let me see here. I can't see the full name, but it says the B with
on.
a P.O.
Gotta put them Dan Campbell's on.
Put the Dan Campbell's on, will you? Let's go.
Shout out to Dan Campbell with the readers, man.
Readers.
$4.99 super chat. He says to think our grandparents fought and died to get benefits in the 80s. Keep speaking for all vets that are losing their benefits in 2025.
Yeah, that's a problem.
That's real.
That is very real. I mean, say what you want about Tunnel for Towers, but look at what they've done, man. They have put together some unbelievable, almost like little compounds for some veterans. It's always bothered me that we haven't done enough for our veterans, that's for sure. Oh, there's the readers right there, looking sharp. Dan Campbell.
Dan's trying to read them senior citizen plans that they're getting rid of around this country. He's like, what? I don't have this. I don't have that. Man, it's going to suck.
Any more before we hit a break?
No other super chats right now.
Okay, no other super
But
chats.
the chat is jumping crazy. So
That's
shout
good.
out to
And in the words of Kool-Aid, smash that like
I
button.
have a poll. That I would like you to insert to the chat if you could.
Yeah, let me get that ready
Okay.
right now.
And that poll is going to be a part of what we do, Shep, which is if you can hold on to one of the current stars within the city of Detroit and the 4 major franchises, who would that player be? And I'm talking about having this player for the lifetime of his career. So all the guys that are currently playing for the Lions, the Tigers, the Red Wings, and the Pistons, who's the guy that you want to lock up for the career?
Well, that's a really good question.
I got some, man. I got graphics the whole nine.
Okay. Well, we'll get to that when we come back then. I would love to know what people think. They don't have to agree with your final choices either.
No, not at all. And I have my rankings, and I have the one I chose.
Okay, good. We'll do that when we come back on the Braylon Edwards Show. But first, Les Stanford is always ranked number one. We know that, right? I mean, they've got some unbelievable deals. The inventory is stacked. And here are some of those deals right there. Does that look good or what? Really good-looking rides. You'd look good in every one of those at Les Stanford Buick GMC. 2026 Hummer EV, low as $699 a month plus tax.
What's that Lyric at?
What about this? The Lyric? No, this is the Cadillac Optic.
That's the Optic.
$449. See, you know the difference between the Cadillacs. I don't. That's out of my price range. Not necessarily from a price range standpoint, it's Les Stanford, but from a class standpoint. You belong in a Cadillac like that. I probably belong in the trunk of that Cadillac, but either way, it's $449 a month plus tax. And how about the Silverado Crew Cab LT for as low as $159 a month plus tax? It's all at Les Stanford. Check them out today, lesstanford.com.
Woodward Sports and Dax Car Wash have partnered up to hook you up with a free car wash. Just text WSN to 888-522-1729 and enjoy. Excuse me. And enjoy a top-tier service with free vacuums, compressed air, and matte cleaning rooms at each one of the selections. Join the Unlimited Club and take advantage of all the perks of being a member and a wash at one of the 40-plus locations around the great state of Michigan. Go to www.jackscarwash.com to see a location near you.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shep Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith. New focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week, walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Looking for your daily sports fix? Look no further. Join Braylon Edwards, the University of Michigan legend.
Lofting it right corner of the end zone for Braylon, up in the air. Touchdown, Michigan!
And Shep.
Do you believe this comeback?
Your favorite sports commentator as they tackle the hottest topics in the world of sports. Catch the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. Get ready to laugh, learn, and love sports like never never before. It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Head to woodwardsports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. Woodwardsports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at woodwardsports.com. The Super Bowl parade in Detroit will be one for the record books. Detroit just does it different. Woodward Sports, your official Super Bowl or bust Lions network.
Know the name you trust and love is Dr. Pierce, injury insider for Michigan Sports and Spine, but also you can catch him on Big D Energy on Tuesdays and the Braylon Network Show on Thursdays with Shep. We love him here because he's a great guy, but also what he does best, he can diagnose anything as it relates to muscles, joints, pain, whatever you have going there. If it's a knee, if it's a neck, if it's a back, he can get you to where you need to be to get you back to playing, walking, feeling, and doing the things that you want to do. 248-426-9944 or scan the QR code above my head.
It doesn't get any better than Buddy's Pizza. You know that, I hope by now. If you're a Detroiter, if you're a Michigander, and you know there are 22 locations throughout the state, you recognize that they are the best in the category of original Detroit-style pizza. They've been doing it since 1946, and it is simply delicious. What more can you say? You can save 10% off your entire order as well using the promo code 10MEAL. That's 10MEAL. Find the location near you by going to buddyspizza.com.
And we back.
Sometimes I don't understand. Many times, I don't understand how in the world certain organizations exist.
All right.
Dallas Mavericks is a really good example. They're firing their general manager, Nico Harrison.
Nico got fired?
Nico Harrison.
He's a fall guy.
I haven't seen that. Has he been fired yet? I know he's about to. I don't think it's been announced.
We have to be careful with that because remember, you see what's going on with Brian Kelly at LSU. Allegedly.
Yeah.
He want that 54 mil.
I would.
Yeah.
No, he's right.
It.
It's a bleep show.
Yeah.
Like this is but you know when I saw that situation, and if those that don't know, like LSU fired Brian Kelly after the last game, but what they're saying because there's $20 million that he sued for that he was going to be liable for.
Yeah.
They're saying that the guy that fired him publicly, he didn't have the power to fire him, so technically you can't sue because you weren't really fired. That is the biggest example of the world we live in today. Yeah. Nobody wants to take accountability. Like there's just a bleep show of things going on. How does this sit past the crack where somebody does not have authority but fires your head coach that has a $50 million buyout? Like, how does this happen?
I don't get it either.
Passing down
they did fire the athletic director, so kudos to them, I suppose.
And Nico is fired officially.
And here's the thing that I don't get though. So last year, I know you're going into you're the owner of the Mavericks. Okay. And
that's a women's group, right?
It is, but don't take it that way. No offense to Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid's Nico Harrison. Okay,
right. I got you.
And he comes to you, and he comes to you, and he says, "Here's the deal.
Yeah.
I'm going to trade Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a first-round pick.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hopefully, if we get the first overall pick, we'll get Cooper Flagg. This is my sales pitch to you. At some point, Braylon Edwards had to tell Kool-Aid, okay, thumbs up, okay? Literally months later, the first game, I think Doncic finished with 49, 11, and 8 in his Lakers debut. Months later, I mean, we're 10 games into a season, 11 games into a season. He's getting fired.
Yeah.
I know you can't fire the owner. Who the hell approved it? You could have easily just said, that's a bad idea. This is my team. We're not doing that. I know he's heavy, but can I just say, work with him to make him thinner. The Lakers are doing that, so this is ridiculous. How does this happen?
Adam Silver.
Thank you.
I know you don't play these games, Shep, as it relates to the conspiracy theory of a bigger thing, and usually I don't. But when it comes to the NBA, I do. That deal had nothing to do with Nico Harrison. Like he doesn't eat. First of all,
He's the fall guy now.
100%. He doesn't even have enough stroke to pull off a move like that. A move like that in the middle of the season, right at the turn, that is only approved by one person. And the power starter was Stern, rest in peace, and he carried it on to Adam Silver. That move had nothing to do with Nico, had nothing to do with Dallas, had nothing to do. That was, hey, look, this is what we need. We need Lucas ass in L.A. This is what we need. This is what you're going to do.
Okay, this is the reason I have a hard time believing that.
Okay.
Because here's a guy, he's never getting another GM job. Not when you have that type of caboose.
But you don't necessarily need one if the commissioner of the NBA, because David Stern did a couple of these funky deals too. But
I know. Yeah.
If the commissioner of the NBA is making you the fall guy for something, that means he's making you.
He's going to take care of you?
100%.
So you think he gets a job in the NBA?
100%. Somewhere working with the NBA. Maybe it's in the NBA executive offices. Maybe he's working in New York. Maybe it's another team. Maybe it's whatever it is. Maybe it's being the brand ambassador globally for this brand that they're building.
Let's go out to Africa. You're going to be in charge of all.
There's plenty of jobs that they can give him where he's going to make $8 million a year and be fine, or $4 million a year and be fine.
All right.
I could be
if that happens,
but
I'm going to give you full marks.
Okay.
If that happens, for me, that would be tough to take if I want to run a team. If I want to build a team into a championship model, that would be really hard for me. Anyway, either way, how the hell do you fire the guy? How does the owner even allow this to happen in the first place? And now you fire him 9
months, bro.
So it was 9 months ago. I was going to say a half a month into your full season. It's ridiculous.
Okay, now let me take the conspiracy theory off the table and actually look at what it was at the time. You're talking about you have Kyrie Irving, you have AD, still the glass man, but let's just act like he was AD what he was playing at that time, which is pretty good basketball. You have AD, you have Kyrie, you have a team of young guys, you got some rim protectors, you have some shooters, and now you're telling me that in a year not a year, but in the draft I'm gonna get Cooper Flag.
Yeah,
like that's a good looking squad.
Well, not to mention the fact Anthony Davis has been hurt. Kyrie Irving's been hurt. But so they're not really at full strength.
True. Kyrie got hurt. He got hurt 4 days after
the trade. Right.
But going into it,
Anthony Davis showed up and he got hurt right away. You know?
He had like 40 and got hurt.
Yeah, and by the way, he's 32, which I know gets a little bit older. It's obviously older than Doncic, but it's not like he's an old man. It's not like he's rolling around in a wheelchair. He's still got plenty of good years left in him.
Yeah, I think if you're trying to sell tickets, you're trying to sell all that to a fan base, like if healthy, you had AD, Kyrie, you have good ball club, it's still Dallas, and you'll be getting Cooper Flag. You're gonna have butts in the seats. You're gonna be able to do the things, and y'all ain't won a championship since 11. You're not really championship material. I take the win. That's what it is now.
Yeah, I think the only problem with that is that those butts in the seats kept saying, chanting, "Fire Nico, fire Nico."
Yeah,
and they listened to it.
The moment I knew the conspiracy, because I thought exactly like Braylon. You put Doncic in LA, they didn't make the finals, but who was a really good team on the other side? The Celtics.
So always LA. Like this is not to cut you off. It's always the Lakers involved when there is a potential conspiracy. That's why I'm always open to it. The Chris Paul deal, they got Knicks.
Right.
Paul Gasol getting there in the middle of really.
Yeah.
Pop, really? You set it up for Kobe. Like
James Worthy, really? You got the first overall pick. You get James Worthy. What
Shaq
fans
like y'all got Shaq. I know. The Shaq when they always try to say, all right, well, the Orlando Magic's owner didn't have the money, didn't want to match because he believed that hell no, we'll never play athletes that.
The DeVosses have a lot of money.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm telling you, whenever it's LA, I tend to play the conspiracy game.
And then,
do you buy into that, Kool-Aid? It's your league. Do you buy into it?
I kind of do, man.
Okay. So
the frozen envelope.
I know. Listen, the Patrick Ewing thing, the Tim Duncan thing, I'm with you on all that.
Wembanyama.
I know. Look, I get frustrated
been a riot.
I do. I get frustrated with it. So here's what I would ask people: in order for a conspiracy theory to happen, there's got to be a lot of people keep quiet, and we've heard nobody come out and say, "Yeah, there was a frozen envelope." Yes, the Wembanyama thing was a setup. Yeah. Yes,
and that's the
Shaq
part that keeps me framed in.
That needs to be at least mentioned. Otherwise, the credibility of a league. This isn't just a team. Yeah. This is a man who's trying to build himself a reputation, and go a little bit deeper with it. It's on the line there.
We know the NBA got mob ties. Mob make people disappear.
Maybe. Yeah, well, we know that, Terry Rozier.
Yeah, it was cool, though, down at All-Star weekend and everything. Shout out to the Pistons, to the NBA for having this credential down there. He just walked into an elevator with some media. And it was interesting because it's a lot of floors, a lot of things picked where we're supposed to go and stop. Mm-hmm. They put one key in, cleared everything, took him right to his floor. But he was one of the nicest people. Talked with us, was real cool. It was like, all right, man, I want to believe in you, but Wemby should have been a Piston.
Also, too,
you are a member of the media, so you know he is going to be somewhat nice to you to a certain extent during that weekend.
Also,
that's true.
I told you about that Dallas Mavericks game last year that I did attend. Why the hell was Adam Silver in the building? Adam Silver was at that game.
Explain for those who missed, please.
Last year when the Dallas Mavericks played the Detroit Pistons, well, I guess it would technically have been this year, but last season.
Sure.
Legitimately, this was the week before the trade, or this was that day before the trade. It was that Friday night. They played the Mavericks, and the Pistons, they weren't necessarily doing the Pistons thing where they had from 14 to 44. They were all right. Why is Adam Silver at the game watching the Dallas Mavericks?
You were asking yourself that as soon as you saw him?
No, I wasn't. Well, kind of, because I got kicked out of the suite so that they could talk business. I was asking, why did I get kicked out?
And they said because the commissioner's here.
Well, he walked right by me, and Jalen gave me he was like, hey, get out. I didn't ask them that. Yeah, I would never. I saw it.
Yeah.
But I'm asking myself, why am I getting kicked out? What information is being passed that I can't be privy to? Because this is just a gifting suite or a chill spot. You can go in there and have a drink, or have some food, have some conversation. You got this guy over there. It was all of the sudden, as they say. He said, hey, B, I need you to get out. Jalen ain't never told me that. I've known Jalen since we go back to the 80s. Never told me. He said, yo, B.
And then
I knew. What was that conversation?
You didn't put that microphone underneath the table, huh?
No. I'm loyal. I never asked either.
He is, though.
Immediately after that trade, I go, just watch for the draft lottery. Something funky's going to happen.
Knew they were gonna
and then a 1% chance to land the number one pick, and they landed. I'm just saying.
That does set you up. You're right about that. We just made a trade that helped one of our biggest markets, all right, and our biggest brand. You could say that, and then we get rewarded against all odds. And I'm not talking about a Phil Collins song. Against all odds, we get the number one player in the country. That's crazy.
Hey, LeBron, go to Miami. And meanwhile, hey, what's his name? Dan Gilbert. We'll give you 3 number ones. LeBron, you go to Miami. The Cleveland Browns won 3 number ones. Like stuff like that.
And picked in the top
it may
five
just be,
times.
It may be.
Kyrie,
they didn't use the picks very well, but they did get that. Yeah, right.
They got one right.
And then they used one of them to get K-Love. So
I'm just saying, when it walks, sometimes it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, and it's not a duck.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's just that. It's a duck.
Yeah, we do have a little unrelated news, NFL news, breaking news. Jaguars cornerback, wide receiver Travis Hunter will miss the rest of the season following knee surgery he had today. So
much for that commercial with him and Trevor Lawrence.
That's
a really uncomfortable commercial.
Thank you. That's the best way to say it. I was about to say something else, which is not acceptable today. Yes, it's very uncomfortable. I don't like the song they chose too. Yeah. Like if you want to do all that little cringy stuff, fine. The song they choose too, it's like.
You know what I always wonder about that?
Come on, man.
I always my mind goes to a conference room. Somebody's thinking about that idea. Trevor Lawrence doesn't look good on camera. Neither does Travis Hunter. But either way, so they want to take 2 young guys. Whatever. If I'm their agent, I want final approval on that.
Yeah.
And there's no way they could have gotten final approval on that.
All money ain't good money.
Yeah, a lot of crazy stuff. All right.
I will say this though, they need to make a decision about him. I know you moved up to the number 2 pick. I know you drafted him 2nd overall because he's this dual threat. This is the precursor. You can't have him playing 90% on both sides. Like I told you what I believe he is.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Trevor Lawrence. They're gonna have to make a decision on him.
Well, but he's gonna be the next quarterback for like the Jets or something like that. Like, he'll be one of those Russell Wilson deals.
So speaking of that, I mean, we're going to get to the one staple you want in Detroit. We've got a few things we want to get to, but I do want to talk about the quarterback play for a moment because last night made me think of it. We can do a quick timeout if you want, Kool-Aid. We can do that. Hear this from BlackRock, who's got an unbelievable deal going on right now. You folks, you got to hear this. And Lady Jane's, go ahead. It's more than that.
I'm feeling like steak tonight, man.
Yeah.
You feel like
broccoli
tonight? And the broccolini.
You don't. Okay. Fighting words now. You don't eat broccolini. Knock it off.
I never known that eating healthy was such a disgrace. getting charged for eating healthy. Black Rock Grill is saying thank you for the sacrifices and services this Veterans Day today. Now it's our turn to give back, and that's what I love about partnering with Black Rock Bar and Grill. They love to give back to you, the consumer, the fan, the people. Black Rock is giving away free steaks to all veterans on an active military. Let me say that again. Black Rock is giving away free steaks to all veterans and active military. A 6-ounce sirloin with a choice of soup, salad, and one side. A soup or salad and one side. So it's more than just a steak. Must present valid ID. Don't be trying to come to Black Rock Bar and Grill and faking that you're a veteran. There's nothing more disrespectful than that. This deal is only valid tomorrow for Veterans Day, so get it while you can. And that tomorrow happens to be today. So there it is.
That's good stuff, man. Always good stuff. Anytime you walk through the doors of Lady Jane's, let's be honest, we like things pretty simple, like steak. Nothing wrong with that, right? Yeah. We like them uncomplicated, like steak and lobster. Easy, right? Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men is uncomplicated, it's easy, and it's convenient. Walk in, sign in. Before you know it, you're handsome, you're clean, you're out the door, you can go on with the rest of your day. Lady Jane's open 10 till 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime because it is wicked awesome.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports. Every Sunday, there's only one place to get all your kneecapping, hard-hitting Detroit Lions coverage. Start your Sunday with the Lions Weekly Report with Broder and Terry Foster. Then, the Lions pregame show with Neil Rule and Sean Baligian. At kickoff, keep it locked in for all the emotions of the game with a live watch party with the heavyweights. Then, recap the game with the Lions postgame show with Anson. Game days, there's no other place to be than Woodward Sports. Live all game day. Go Lions. Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. Looking for your daily sports fix? Look no further. Join Braylon Edwards, the University of Michigan legend.
Lofting it right corner of the end zone for Braylon, up in the air. Touchdown, Michigan!
And Shep.
Do you believe this comeback?
Your favorite sports commentator as they tackle the hottest topics in the world of sports. Catch the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. Get ready to laugh, learn, and love sports like never before.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Head to Woodward WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
You guys see the QR code on the screen. Go ahead and scan it and get a jump on this info because, you know what? We got a battle. If you're looking for the ultimate pickleball experience, you got to check out Wicked Pickle. With 10 climate-controlled courts and a chill lounge with cold drinks, is Metro Detroit's hottest indoor pickleball spot. Now, for that information, make sure you mark your calendars for Woodward Sports Pickleball Open on Friday, January 9th. Come watch your favorite Woodward Sports personalities go head-to-head against each other and pickleball pros. Don't know how that's going to go, but I know you want to stay tapped in. If you want to, make sure you tune in to Woodward Heavyweights broadcasting live from Wicked Pickle from 5 to 7. And if you want in on this action, scan that QR code or register today at pickleballtournaments.com for a chance to compete and maybe even take down your favorite Woodward Sports personality. I know I'm going to probably need that massage chair after this.
Yeah, a lot of people will.
I need it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could use it any day. And that's what Massage Chair House can do for you. If you're looking to upgrade your relaxation game, head over there. They're located in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, on the corner of Woodward and Long Lake Road. They're the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest. Experience luxury comfort with Dr. Eric Duncan, the wellness doc, and the creator of the top YouTube massage chair review channel. Book a visit at www.massagechairhouse.com or scan the QR code on your screen. Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation.
And we back.
All right, we got to get to some super chats for sure. I want to get to Braylon's thoughts first on what he had brought up regarding the best players the city has to offer and who you keeping. Why don't you set that stage for us?
Cade's at 50% too. Aiden Hutchinson.
Whoa. We haven't released it yet. Wait,
huh?
He's talking about the
no. Just
yeah, I know,
the chat
but
poll.
the chat poll. But you're
but it's the same thing. He was just kind of
right. I was going to kind of lead into the chat poll right after you gave us
smart
yours.
man.
Yeah,
basically, like if you had your
symmetry.
choice,
the pros problem.
I got you. If you had your choice, who would you choose to stay the length of their whole career here in the great city of Detroit? So, notable players, you have Amon-Ra Brown, Aiden Hutchinson, Cade Cunningham, just to name a few more. Sorry, maybe Tarek Skubal. Those are the names. Mine, well, I take you backwards. I take you back to forward. Where did I send it to the chat? Here we go. All right, righty. So let's go 10. I got Jameer Gibbs, who's not on here. I got Jalen Duran, Riley Green, St. Brown, Williams, Skubal, Jack Campbell, Brian Branch, Panay Sewell, Hutch, and number 1 is Cade. I'm a football guy.
Yeah.
But also I think the football players are they're the best players in the city. So
there's more Detroit Lions you could see in that conversation than any other sport.
Yeah, because Red Wings, I don't want anybody outside of Morris Sider. If I'm talking about
maybe Lucas Raymond, yeah.
If I'm talking about for the length of their career,
maybe.
I think Lucas Raymond is going to be that good, so I want his whole.
Yeah,
career.
he's not going to be the next Sidney Crosby. I don't disagree with you. Yeah.
He can be on that list, but he's down
that
list for me. Skubal's down that list a little bit. Obviously, we know how great he is. Probably the best pitcher in the league. Him not wanting to pitch in that playoffs, it left a bad taste in my mouth. Like that kind of
not continuing. You're saying
not continuing.
Yeah.
That rubbed me the wrong way. Like really, I don't care about what your contract, what the future holds, or what it was. In that moment, they're supposed to lose with him on the mound.
Mm-hmm.
So it rubbed me a little bit the wrong way. But I think the top 3 are pretty easy. I think it's got to be K, Hutch, and then Panay
Sewell. I'll be honest with you. I think the number 1's really easy.
Right.
And maybe it's because football is such a difficult sport, and it's such a collision sport where you could get hurt, whereas in basketball it's less likely. And let's face it, of all the sports, there's really only 2 who can take over a game, at least on this. Now a goalie can too, but there's no goalie you're wanting to be that.
As good as Aiden Hutchinson is, he can't do what Cade did last night.
That's correct. And as good as Tarek Skubal is, and he's his best pitcher on the planet,
14 Ks
he can't do it as often as he does.
Yeah.
He does it once every 5th day. Cade Cunningham is playing, hopefully, in at least 80 of the 82 games, or somewhere in the 77, okay? Can I do that? Yeah. Somewhere in that. He's playing 20% of his games. Cade Cunningham is playing for his team in 80% of his games. I think that's what makes it really easy, on top of how great he is. This is not hyperbolic. This is not because of what he did last night, okay? It's not because of the career high and all that other stuff. It's because he can dictate the game. Skubal can dictate the game too, but he only plays on one side of it. Hutchinson can dictate the game. He only plays on one side of it. Sider can help dictate a game, but he's playing 30 minutes a game.
Yeah.
Cade Cunningham's playing 37 minutes a game. He's got the basketball in his hands all the time, and he's going to play in at least 80% of his team's game as long as he's healthy.
It caught you off guard that I chose J-Mo over Amon-Ra St. Brown.
It caught me really off guard because I don't understand it. Explain it for me. The way you explained it makes it sense, but I want people to hear it too.
So I chose J-Mo in terms of like my ranking order. You see I went backwards, so Amon-Ra's name came first, J-Mo's then. If you go forward, then that's he's behind. I think when you start to look at the duration of a career, let's say we're talking 13, 14, 15 years, like Amon-Ra St. Brown is 5'10 and a half and runs a 4.55 40. That 4.55 40, once he gets to year 7, 8, 9, that becomes 4.6. That becomes 4.65. And he's also 5'10 and a half. And we realize he's not one of the shorter wide receivers that's going up. Because I seen Tyreek Hill go up and make a lot of big plays in terms of, he'll jump over you, make the catch. He's a springy guy to be 5'9 or whatever he is. You don't see that out of Amon-Ra St. Brown. J-Mo runs 4.2, whatever. That 4.2 after 5 years still may be 4.2. After 7 years, it's now 4.3. Now you get another 4, 5, 6 years of that 4.3. He's not cracking 4.4 till you're 13, 14, and he's already that type of wide receiver. I just think where J-Mo will catch Amon-Ra St. Brown is year 8 and on. Okay. He'll catch what Amon-Ra St. Brown was able to do year 1 through 6, 7.
So I'll use the words of a friend of mine who's very smart about football, and I talk with him from 2 to 4 every single day. Amon-Ra St. Brown is the best wide receiver in football.
On this team right now, he is.
Okay, well, my friend said it was in the league.
For
everything he does, this is what my friend says. I don't know if you know him, but my friend said he's the best wide receiver in football. He may not be the best total wide receiver in football. He's not as good at running routes or catching passes like Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase, but Amon-Ra St. Brown's the best wide receiver, total wide receiver. In football for everything that he does.
Key word was now. What does that look like? You're talking about the totality. Yeah, I'm extending a 13, 14, 15-year career. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm keeping up the totality of that. Okay. At some point, it changes.
Yeah,
and
I get it.
It looks a little different.
Yeah, it's a good explanation. Personally, I don't think Jameson Williams is going to be around for 13 years.
That's
you
fair.
said the length of his career. I don't think he's as good you would know this, but I've heard this from you, a better route runner. I don't think he has as good a hands.
Yeah. It's
obviously the speed. All the things you say make sense. I would still take Amon-Ra St. Brown over Jameson Williams for that reason.
These are different types of receivers.
Yeah.
No, not those two. I'm talking about what I'm about to mention now. It's different type.
Okay.
Go with me on this.
Right.
Amon-Ra St. Brown is a much better player than this guy. However, I look at it like a Juice Landry type situation. You get out of the zone, you get out of a space. Like they schemed him a lot in Miami. Starts to get a little bit slower as he get a little bit older in Cleveland, injury too. And he's like, now he's slower. He's not even around.
And who would you use as the comp for Jameson Williams?
Give me a second on that one. I'll give you a good one. I'll give you a good one.
Yeah,
and I'll be fair with that, too.
I know you will. Let's get to some super chats or chats that have caught Kool-Aid's eye. And if we have time, I'll bring this up regarding
NFL
quarterback.
And the only reason I use Juice Landry is because he, in his first 6 years, he broke all the records. Same that Odell did. Juice Landry broke those records, too, in terms of catches, yards, and touchdowns in the first 6 seasons of an NFL career. This is what Juice Landry did. So that's kind of why I used him. It wasn't a disrespect. Juice was actually like that.
I get it.
6 years.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Shout out.
We can always table the quarterback discussion for tomorrow. We don't have to hit it today because we only got a few more minutes left in the show. So I want to make sure I get your comp for Jameson Williams, and I want to make sure we get the chats in there. They deserve it. Go ahead.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what? Right now, the chat, in this poll, they have Cade Cunningham leading the poll in terms of the player they would hold on to, the star they would hold on to for their entire career in Detroit. He's leading at 50%. Aiden Hutchinson's at 39%. Terrence Skubal at 9%.
Wow.
Most cider at 2%.
So that surprises me
That
a little
surprises
bit
me.
right now with Tarek. First of all, it's a great poll question.
Yeah.
But it surprises me at Tarek Skubal just because all we have heard over the last 2 years is how we've got to extend him. I saw somebody on social media over the weekend say, pay him $425 million right now. And my thought was, oh, okay, well, if that's all it takes, and just use – let's not have any reasoning behind it.
Yeah.
I think it's asinine. I think it's ridiculous. I wouldn't do it personally, but that's just my opinion. Go ahead. That's very interesting.
Yeah,
He's at
that
9%.
was interesting to me.
Yeah.
Does that come with 20 home runs?
No. Yeah. That doesn't even come with 20 wins, by the way.
It's fair. That's fair.
Okay? That comes with one complete game. I want people to recognize.
13 wins this year?
Yeah, I think Casey Mize had more wins than he did.
Yeah.
And I know that can be very misleading. Being a starting pitcher and all that other stuff, that can be very, very misleading. All I'm saying is, well, it can.
Gotta keep it real.
No, I'm serious. Sometimes we get a little bit too caught up in certain statistics. You've said that on a regular basis, but I just want people to know. And he won 18 games last year, which was really good, led the league. I just want people to know that's no 20-game winner. And when you're looking at complete games, if I'm going to pay $400 million for a player, I want that player to be, first of all, I would expect him to participate in more than 19% of his games. But also, if he's going to be a pitcher, he better throw more than one complete game. Am I wrong there?
Facts, no.
Is that asking too much?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're preaching right now.
All right. Go ahead, bud.
Yep. You know what? Shout out to Clinton Harrington. On our first day back, he decided to take his subscription and become a member. So, welcome to the Woodward crew. Thank you for supporting us.
Thanks,
becoming
Clint.
a member, man.
Yep.
Shout out. And that happened during our show, so that's pretty cool.
That's a beautiful thing. That makes us feel good.
Yeah, and let me see here. Labartney, he sent in a couple more of those super chats. He says, I'm not going to lie. The Twitch episodes were lit once I found them. They were a little bit easier to use, but there's no super chat. So he's making we're live on Twitch and YouTube right now, but he decided, I'm watching y'all on YouTube so I can support you.
Thank you. That's
Appreciate
awesome.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
And
means
then
a
he
lot to
also
us.
says
It really does.
he has something for you, Shep. He says, look up the Cadillac Blackwing Shep. That's a $1.99 super chat from Labartney.
I will do that. Is that another way of saying I can't afford or belong in that vehicle either? I don't blame you. You're probably right about that. Okay.
Dante151 with the $4.99 super chat. Number 3 crown in this chat today says, Braylon, it's LSU. They never do anything right. Also, the FBI needs to investigate Adam Silver, giving Dallas the number 1 pick, Cooper Flag.
Yeah, 100%. See, look, it was something different about David Stern. Like, it's like you knew it, but you didn't care. It was like, look, head down. But Adam Silver is like, hey, you did something, man. You just look like we can call you out on it. You were scared of David Stern. Adam Silver, not so much.
David Stern was
because he had them boys with him.
Yeah,
he had the boys behind him. Like, people think I'm joking. Not you, Shep. People think I'm joking when I say like he had the mob behind him. What? In the 80s? Stop playing.
Can I ask this simple question? And it's not that I don't like it because I love basketball and I love the Pistons. I can really appreciate what they're doing. If this is a problem, and that's the reason I asked Kool-Aid because he loves basketball, loves the NBA. If this is a problem and it tarnishes the league, and there's so many questions about it, whether it be Adam Silver, whether it be even David Stern, why is it so popular?
Why is the league so popular?
When you see Tim Donahue get in trouble, you see Terry Rozier get in trouble, you get Chauncey Billups in trouble,
right.
and you have all these things.
That's
You guys chronicled it very, very well. Why is it so popular? Because most people would think, I don't know what I'm seeing right now.
Yeah. The game's going international. The players that you have, the excitement is still there. It's gambling now. It stays the course. Like, I think people don't care.
I agree. See, I agree with you. I don't think they care either.
Yeah, we fake care. I think that's the way.
Yeah, I think that's a better way to put it. I think they fake care. And let's face it, I'm a hypocrite. I love watching the Pistons. I do. I love watching them play. It's not entertainment for me. I understand it's big business, but it still is to a certain extent entertainment. I love what they're becoming. I hate their new uniforms that they're going to debut, but I love what they're becoming. And to me, I like watching teams grow. Yeah. This team, I can watch and grow with it.
Whatever brought you to the sport, like, is going to keep you in that sport, regardless of what happens to it. Like, I remember when things were going on in the NFL, and some of it pertained to it was what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I remember a lot of my people was like, "Look, man, we're boycotting NFL. Bullshit." Look, I do not condone what they're doing. I don't believe, you can stand on the opposite side.
Yeah.
I'm not watching NFL because I disagree with this. Like, it's ludicrous.
You're
and
100%
those talk
right.
about stop watching NFL. Y'all weren't watching in the first place.
I know.
So it goes back to that fake rage you were talking about. I'm sorry. One, I played in the
so
NFL.
funny.
Two, I actually happen to work in this space. So
Yeah.
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, friends of mine say it all the time, man. I hate college sports. I'm not watching it anymore. I'm like, no, you're not.
Exactly.
Saturday afternoon, you're not just watching it. Sometimes you're going to those games, whether it be in East Lansing or Ann Arbor. Stop that. Stop with the phony carry.
I will say this, though. College football is really easy to not watch. Like, if you're, with the exception of when they sell you on something, like, I legitimately didn't watch the Purdue-Michigan game, and I went to Michigan. I'm telling you, like, it's easy not to watch college. College sucks.
NFL is something
like, you get rare few moments like the Indiana-Penn State game where you get that amazing play where you're like, oh, my God, I can't believe that just happened. That reminds you of a couple years ago or whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, college football.
I don't know, man. I enjoy it. I'm not going to stop watching it. And I can still complain about it, but I'm still going to watch it. Go ahead, bud.
Yeah, look, we got one more in here. That might be the most
Who do you enjoy
important
watching?
question of the day.
I do. I seriously, I probably
Name a team.
Well, I like watching Georgia.
Who plays for Georgia?
I like watching Alabama.
Who plays for Alabama?
Ty Simpson and a few others. I mean, I don't have to know every single player. Yeah. I can enjoy the sport as it is. I follow the local teams.
Gotcha.
And I'm disappointed in Michigan State, and I'm happy for Michigan. But I can enjoy watching certain other teams. Yeah. You know,
That's
I mean,
fair.
I watched Texas Tech and BYU. Because you and I had the conversation last week.
Defensive line.
Woo! Right?
You can't run the ball.
And I asked you, I said, do you think BYU can win a national championship? Nope. I mean, that was a pretty quick answer. But I still want to watch
How much
it.
they lose by?
They got blown out. They got trucked. Right? That's why their basketball team that's ranked in the top 10 is so important.
Best
to them right
thing
now.
about BYU is the mascot cougar doing the dances. That's the best thing about BYU.
They had some interesting helmets. They had some interesting helmets in that game against Texas Tech.
Shout out Ty Detmer.
And Braylon versus mascots is probably
shout out Jim McMahon.
Hey, shout out Steve Young.
Hey, yes, well done. Yeah,
no Zach
three.
Wilson.
No, thank you.
Bray, you have to start getting pictures with all of these mascots and statues, bro. Because like you versus like your
that
rivals,
could be a thing.
That's
part
cool.
of the statue. Like I had
That'd be fun.
Yeah, that's part of the statue. Was like my favorite picture I think I've ever taken.
That was cool, man.
Shout out Luke Staley. Go ahead.
I see Greg Thomas. He just sent in another super chat. I was about to read his last one, and he sent in another one. Shout out Greg. Two of them here.
What up, though?
The first question might be the most important one. He says, Braylon, how do you keep such a perfect beard? And the second one is, tell me a team better than the Lions.
The answer to that is the Rams, and I appreciate that. It's just the genetics. It comes with being an Edwards. My dad had a great beard, great line.
Well, you get it trimmed. You get it trimmed every Thursday.
And I have a really good barber. Shout out to my boy Tay West, as well as my other barber JD. Yeah,
there you go.
Appreciate it.
2 barbers, 1 beard. That's not bad. You said the Rams.
That was pretty good.
What about Seattle?
Well, he said, tell me one team.
Oh, one team. I'm sorry.
Said, yeah,
okay.
there's a couple, but I didn't want to.
Would you say the Patriots?
Yes, right now, yeah.
Okay. Would you say Denver?
No. Absolutely not.
So
I cannot stand that offense.
Would you say Philadelphia?
No.
Okay. You might change your mind Sunday night, but we've got at least 3 teams. The Patriots?
Yes.
The Rams?
Yes.
The Seahawks?
Yes.
What about the Colts?
Yes.
So there's 4 teams you got.
Right now,
That could be a slight glimpse into Braylon's top 5 this week. We will have that later in the week. We hope you can join us tomorrow as our week continues on the Braylon Edwards Show. Thanks for checking us out on YouTube and on Twitch and whatever else you may be watching.
All the way.
It's fantastic to be back with you. 2 o'clock tomorrow, Woodward Sports, the Braylon Edwards Show. Have a great rest of your Tuesday.
Lions are better than the Eagles.
Looking for your daily sports fix? Look no further. Join Braylon Edwards, the University of Michigan legend.
Lofting it right corner of the end zone for Braylon, up in the air. Touchdown, Michigan!
And Shep.
Do you believe this comeback?
Your favorite sports commentator as they tackle the hottest topics in the world of sports. Catch the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. Get ready to laugh, learn, and love sports like never before.